Broward Motorsports, South Florida's premier power sports dealer with 4 locations: Davie, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and Tequesta. A huge selection of new and used motorcycles, UTVs, ATVs, boats, trailers, and personal watercraft. Log on, check out the selection, and request a quote. Broward Motorsports will not be undersold. The best staff in the industry are ready to serve you. We also feature a customizing department to build the machine of your dreams. At Broward Motorsports, you gotta ride.
For generations, Yamaha has dominated the racing circuit across the world. Winning is our passion, speed is our tradition, and racing is built into Yamaha's DNA. In fact, when it comes to the top pros in racing, Yamaha is consistently their #1 choice. So, are you ready to race like a pro? With the 2018 Performance Race Series of Wave Runners, Yamaha continues their long-standing tradition of crafting top-of-the-line wave runners capable of blowing everyone else out of the water. Yamaha has become the only choice for serious racers and aspiring speedsters. For next-level thrills on the closed course, the Superjet offers an incredibly nimble mix of speed and control with a lightweight frame and responsive handling. This best-selling stand-up watercraft has beat out the competition time and time again. Your weekend goes by fast when you're on a BXR. This Speed Demon offers sleek style with a seat specifically designed for racing. An ultralight Nano XL hull and deck, the revolutionary ride handlebar system, and the speed of the 1.8-liter high-output Yamaha Marine engine. The GP 1800 is race ready, right out of the box and a proven winner on and off the course. It's our most powerful wave runner with the supercharged Super Vortex high-output Yamaha Marine engine, including a 160mm high-pressure 8-vane pump, and the ultra-lightweight Nano XL2 hull and deck provide an optimal power-to-weight ratio. With a newly redesigned seat for maximum comfort and the state-of-the-art ride system, you'll feel practically glued to the water. No one else even comes close to challenging it. If you're ready to be part of an elite club of race-winning pros, it's time for you to join the Yamaha racing tradition. With the closed-course conquering Superjet, VXR, and the GP 1800, you'll enjoy endless victories on the water.
Broward Motorsports, South Florida's premier power sports dealer with 4 locations: Davie, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and Tequesta. A huge selection of new and used motorcycles, UTVs, ATVs, boats, trailers, and personal watercraft. Log on, check out the selection, and request a quote. Broward Motorsports will not be undersold. The best staff in the industry are ready to serve you. We also feature a customizing department to build the machine of your dreams. At Broward Motorsports, you gotta ride.
For generations, Yamaha has dominated the racing circuit across the world. Winning is our passion, speed is our tradition, and racing is built into Yamaha's DNA. In fact, when it comes to the top pros in racing, Yamaha is consistently their #1 choice. So, are you ready to race like a pro? With the 2018 Performance Race Series Wave Runners, Yamaha continues their long-standing tradition of crafting top-of-the-line wave runners capable of blowing everyone else out of the water. Yamaha has become the only choice for serious racers and aspiring speedsters. For next-level thrills on the closed course, the Superjet offers an incredibly nimble mix of speed and control with a lightweight frame and responsive handling. This best-selling stand-up watercraft has beat out the competition time and time again. Your weekend goes by fast when you're on a VXR. This Speed Demon offers sleek style with a seat specifically designed for racing. An ultralight Nano XL hull and deck, the revolutionary ride handlebar system, and the speed of the 1.8-liter high-output Yamaha Marine engine. The GP 1800 is race ready, right out of the box, and a proven winner on and off the course. It's our most powerful wave runner with the supercharged Super Vortex high-output Yamaha Marine engine, including a 160mm high-pressure 8-vane pump, and the ultra-lightweight Nano XL2 hull and deck provide an optimal power-to-weight ratio. With a newly redesigned seat for maximum comfort and the state-of-the-art ride system, you'll feel practically glued to the water. No one else even comes close to challenging it. If you're ready to be part of an elite club of race-winning pros, it's time for you to join the Yamaha racing tradition. With the closed-course conquering Superjet, VXR, and the GP 1800, you'll enjoy endless victories on the water.
Check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, 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 1, 2. Check.
Check this. All right.
Broward Motorsports, South Florida's premier power sports dealer with 4 locations: Davie, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and Tequesta. A huge selection of new and used motorcycles, UTVs, ATVs, boats, trailers, and personal watercraft. Log on, check out the selection, and request a quote. Broward Motorsports will not be undersold. The best staff in the industry are ready to serve you. We also feature a customizing department to build the machine of your dreams. At Broward Motorsports, you gotta ride.
Check. All right, good morning, everyone across the World Wide Web. My name is Kurt Nolenberg. This is Rick Lake. We're here in Sparks Marina, Reno, Nevada area for the 2018 Pro Open National Tour. This is round 1 of the Pro Watercross SUP Stand-Up Paddleboard Racing Tour. Rick, anything you want to say about it?
No, we're happy to be here. It's going to be a great afternoon of SUP racing, SUP stand-up paddleboard, and our, I guess, Pro Watercross sanctioned first event, and we're excited about it. We've got some good group of paddlers here of all ages, and it's going to be a great time, I think, here in Sparks.
It certainly will. We're going to be combining some classes, have more people out on the water. For some of the racers, this will be in the amateur ranks. This will be their first race. We've got legends in a Pro-Am class with a lot of experienced paddlers. Some of them literally legends. I don't know if they're going over there at the end of the races, but I don't know if you can see at the far side of this beautiful facility, there's a 4-story sign that says legends. I think they erected it just for them.
Must have, because it's a beautiful, beautiful, bright, sunny day. Actually, not a cloud in the sky. I would say the temperature is probably in the 80s here in Sparks. So we've got a light breeze that picks up occasionally out of the east at about 13 miles an hour. So that will impact the racing to some extent. There'll be some upwind and downwind components to the race, and it's a course made of multiple buoys. Going to require the paddlers to turn and be very proficient at turning around buoys, which is a skill that takes a lot of work to become good at. And we're going to see somebody like Jay Wild, who is out here practicing right now, who is a top pro in the world, and he makes it look way easier than it is. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Some of these paddlers, one of the things that is happening on the national tour is we are introducing a split course. So for more of the well-attended classes, they'll have an opportunity to decide, are they going to go to the outside split or the inside split? We try to make them as equal as possible, but there are times when you're going to want to jet to the outside. If you've got somebody in front of you that you're going to be able to draft, maybe you'll follow them through. All right, we've got our first class of paddlers out there right now checking out the course.
Yeah, some of the paddlers are getting warmed up a little bit, and yeah, the split section, that'll be interesting. I'm not sure how that's going to actually. Thank you very much. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. It's new to the sport, to my knowledge, and I've seen a bit of SUP racing, so we'll see. Certainly, it's something that's a big part of jet ski racing, but being tried out here, I think, for the first time ever in this event. So it's going to be interesting to see if paddlers use the splits or how they decide to use it, because in paddleboard racing, drafting is a big component of it. And so you actually, in some cases, want to be right on somebody and not go a different direction than they are. And so I'm curious to see how that's going to work out.
Yeah, as am I. You know, one of the things that's a little bit different for these paddlers with this new national tour is that there's a weigh-in this morning. We have the local UFC contingent brought out their official weight scale, and all of our paddlers were weighed, and that's going to break it down. I believe there's, and Rick, you certainly as a paddler yourself know that some of the larger riders could use longer boards than are currently used in other competitions, and I think that's going to be available for us.
Yeah, the categorization of by weights and the breakdown of classes by weights is something that is new, and that's another interesting component because this sport has evolved to the point where at the upper levels and virtually all levels really, the smaller statured paddlers have an advantage. The boards, they can paddle a narrower board and balance them better because they're a little bit smaller, a little better balanced, a little lower center of gravity. That narrower board is faster. Just that's physics. It is what it is.
Absolutely, and less wetted area.
And with the limitation on board lengths, you have effectively eliminated bigger statured paddlers from the sport to some degree, and in the pro ranks to a large degree. And so this is going to be a different way to approach the sport, and I'm excited to see how this works out. This will be the first time it's employed, but I think moving forward, it's going to be an interesting component for the sport, and we'll see how it's adopted.
Yeah, and I think that as we were speaking earlier with some of the paddlers, they're looking forward to opening up that opportunity. Some of your friends down in Southern California that have been pro surfers have went into stand-up paddleboarding and find themselves kind of on the outer fringes of SUP, where if they were able to use a longer board to make it, in quotes, more even.
Well, yeah, the board length thing is a whole nother discussion besides board weights. That's a different thing that is not part of this event today, but it's certainly my personal opinion on the sport, and it's what's called unlimited boards, which means basically anything over 14 feet. There really aren't classes for those like there were in the early days of the sport. Now, the sport is not that old, and yet they've got some developed or evolved into some pretty rigid constraints, which I don't know has necessarily been good for the sport, in my personal opinion, because some of the big studs have been kind of effectively eliminated from the sport, and that's never a good thing. So they should have equal opportunity to compete, and I think there needs to be a way to figure that out.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, and this being the very first of our national tour, the very first event, I think that the opportunity for us to fine-tune it exists, and we'd love to have those, the more experienced, larger riders out there have an opportunity.
Well, yeah, you want everybody to compete for sure, and there's a lot. We'll talk about that more as the day goes on, but because I've got some very opinionated opinions about that some people may disagree with, but I've had some experience with it, and I love to paddle myself, but I've seen the sport evolve in a direction I'm not really necessarily on board with, and for a variety of reasons, so no pun intended. But we'll see today. I think the employment of using the weight categories is fun. It gives people of different sizes an opportunity to compete at a more levels the playing field a little bit. Much like age groups, in various forms of racing, whether it's any kind of motocross type of racing, watercraft racing, certainly the jet skis, mountain bike racing, on and on, running, anything where you're competing, in individual events like this. The age group thing is really what's been used for a very long time, and to further refine that, with this sport, because it's important, is the weight classifications as well, and we'll see how it works out. You never know how things are going to shake out.
Yeah.
It's all new, and that makes it particularly exciting today to see how this is going to work out.
Exactly. This is the very first one. You can only have one first event. And, folks, you're watching it live here over the live stream. Our thanks to livestream247.com. Richard Ignacio, we call him Maverick. You'll see him tomorrow in the jet ski racing. And we want to throw out, we are also having the HYDROFLIGHT competition will be going on a little bit later. We've got some people coming from all around the country to do the HYDROFLIGHT. It's going to be a great weekend, and boy, what a beautiful location.
Oh, yeah, this is awesome here today. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful summer day. What is this, the last day of June today? Is that right? I think it is. Yeah, so we're going to say goodbye to June with a wonderful SUP event in gorgeous conditions here in the Reno Sparks area. And, boy, we've got, for us, it's a beautiful view. We're overlooking this lake, the Sparks Marina, but out in the distance are the Sierra Nevada mountains. Still snow-capped in a couple of places, and just what a beautiful sight.
It is. You know, I was lucky enough to grow up in Northern California a couple hours from here, and it's one of the things that we love about being in Sacramento. You can come up here, be in the Sierra Nevadas, phenomenal skiing, as most people know, snow skiing. This is one of our favorite events for personal watercraft, now the SUP, and the HYDROFLIGHT. Always a lot of excitement about the competitors coming to Sparks Marina. And, you know, it's just gorgeous. It's absolutely brilliant to look up into the mountains. Last year, Rick, almost completely snow-covered up there.
Yeah, we had an enormous, in California, you know, that last year's winter was crazy amount of precipitation, rain, and, of course, huge record amounts of snowfall that didn't melt off. I don't know if some of the places ever did melt off last summer. So, yeah, not as much this past winter, but it is gorgeous here. And not too far from here is Lake Tahoe, which is obviously a beautiful location, but also home to a very, very strong contingent of stand-up paddlers. And they are here today. Jay Wild has brought, who is a top pro, and he has brought a group here, which is awesome from the Lake Tahoe area, and that is a place that is pretty well known in the SUP community.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Lake Tahoe, absolutely gorgeous. Is on the edge of California and Nevada, so you can be on both sides. And the one thing about Lake Tahoe, that lake is deep. And that water is cold.
Beautiful place.
You want to stay on top of the board
in
Lake Tahoe.
Yep. So we see our paddlers out here. They're warming up, getting ready to go, and we are going to begin with our first heat race, our first moto of the day, I should say, here in just a few moments.
Looking forward to it. Live. Jordan Wayman coming across the finish line.
Bring out the beast.
First in his class, a legend in his own mind.
Yamaha has dominated the racing
That's right.
across the world. Winning is our passion.
So happy to see him. We'll see Jordan out there in competing in HYDROFLIGHT.
In fact, when it comes to the top pros in racing,
One of our top
Yamaha
riders.
is consistently their number one choice. So, are you ready to race like a pro? With the 2018 Performance Race Series of Wave Runners, Yamaha continues their long-standing tradition of crafting top-of-the-line wave runners capable of blowing everyone else out of the water. Yamaha has become the only choice for serious racers and aspiring speedsters. For next-level thrills on the closed course, the Superjet offers an incredibly nimble mix of speed and control with a lightweight frame and responsive handling. This best-selling stand-up watercraft has beat out the competition time and time again. Your weekend goes by fast when you're on a VXR. This Speed Demon offers sleek style with a seat specifically designed for racing. An ultralight Nano XL hull and deck, the revolutionary ride handlebar system, and the speed of the 1.8-liter high-output Yamaha Marine engine. The GP 1800 is race ready, right out of the box, and a proven winner on and off the course. It's our most powerful wave runner with the supercharged Super Vortex high-output Yamaha Marine engine, including a 160mm high-pressure 8-vane pump, and the ultra-lightweight Nano XL2 hull and deck provide an optimal power-to-weight ratio. With a newly redesigned seat for maximum comfort and the state-of-the-art ride system, you'll feel practically glued to the water. No one else even comes close to challenging it. If you're ready to be part of an elite club of race-winning pros, it's time for you to join the Yamaha racing tradition. With the closed course conquering Superjet, VXR, and the GP 1800, you'll enjoy endless victories on the water.
Broward Motorsports, South Florida's premier power sports dealer with 4 locations: Davie, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and Tequesta. A huge selection of new and used motorcycles, UTVs, ATVs, boats, trailers, and personal watercraft. Log on, check out the selection, and request a quote. Broward Motorsports will not be undersold. The best staff in the industry are ready to serve you. We also feature a customizing department to build the machine of your dreams. At Broward Motorsports, you gotta ride.
For generations, Yamaha has dominated the racing circuit across the world. Winning is our passion, speed is our tradition, and racing is built into Yamaha's DNA. In fact, when it comes to the top pros in racing, Yamaha is consistently their #1 choice. So, are you ready to race like a pro? With the 2018 Performance Race Series of Wave Runners, Yamaha continues their long-standing tradition of crafting top-of-the-line wave runners capable of blowing everyone else out of the water. Yamaha has become the only choice for serious racers and aspiring speedsters. For next-level thrills on the closed course, the Superjet offers an incredibly nimble mix of speed and control with a lightweight frame and responsive handling. This best-selling stand-up watercraft has beat out the competition time and time again. Your weekend goes by fast when you're on a BXR. This Speed Demon offers sleek style with a seat specifically designed for racing. An ultralight Nano XL hull and deck, the revolutionary ride handlebar system, and the speed of the 1.8-liter high-output Yamaha Marine engine. The GP 1800 is race ready, right out of the box, and a proven winner on and off the course. It's our most powerful wave runner with the supercharged Super Vortex high-output Yamaha Marine engine, including a 160mm high-pressure 8-vane pump, and the ultra-lightweight Nano XL2 hull and deck provide an optimal power-to-weight ratio. With a newly redesigned seat for maximum comfort and the state-of-the-art ride system, you'll feel practically glued to the water. No one else even comes close to challenging it. If you're ready to be part of an elite club of race-winning pros, it's time for you to join the Yamaha racing tradition. With the closed course conquering Superjet, VXR, and the GP 1800, you'll enjoy endless victories on the water.
Broward Motorsports, South Florida's premier power sports dealer with 4 locations: Davie, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and Tequesta. A huge selection of new and used motorcycles, UTVs, ATVs, boats, trailers, and personal watercraft. Log on, check out the selection, and request a quote. Broward Motorsports will not be undersold. The best staff in the industry are ready to serve you. We also feature a customizing department to build the machine of your dreams. At Broward Motorsports, you gotta ride.
So we've got a few paddlers that need to sign the release forms before they can start. We need Jim Crane, Diane Disney, and Lisa Gonzalez. If you can come over to the Tower of Power, that would be up here. We've got the paperwork here, and we need to get your signatures, please. Once again, Jim Crane, Diane Disney, and Lisa Gonzalez. If you can head on down here to the Tower of Power, you see us waving our hands, and sign the paperwork.
For generations, Yamaha has dominated the racing circuit across the world. Winning is our passion, speed is our tradition, and racing is built into Yamaha's DNA. In fact, when it comes to the top pros in racing, Yamaha is consistently their #1 choice. So, are you ready to race like a pro? With the 2018 Performance Race Series of Wave Runners, Yamaha continues their long-standing tradition of crafting top-of-the-line wave runners capable of blowing everyone else out of the water. Yamaha has become the only choice for serious racers and aspiring speedsters. For next-level thrills on the closed course, the Superjet offers an incredibly nimble mix of speed and control with a lightweight frame and responsive handling. This best-selling stand-up watercraft has beat out the competition time and time again. Your weekend goes by fast when you're on a BXR. This Speed Demon offers sleek style with a seat specifically designed for racing. An ultralight Nano XL Pollen deck, the revolutionary ride handlebar system, and the speed of the 1.8...
Attention, Drake, can you hear me there on the far end of the beach? Do we have a U.S. flag, sir?
Right out of the box and a proven winner on and off the course.
A flag.
Powerful wave runner with the supercharged Super Vortex high
Copy that.
Yamaha Marine engine, including 160.
All right, SUP Amateur, SUP Open. If you can get your board, your pedals, and head on down right in front of the Tower of Power here. We've got a few of your paddlers. I'd like to see Steve Zoval, Lisa Mae Woods, Jordan Wayman. Jordan, welcome. Jim Crane, Matt Lorenzi.
Featuring Superjet, VXR, and the GP 1800, you'll enjoy endless victories on the water.
Check. All right, we're getting ready to get going here this afternoon, and getting our paddlers out on the water. Get our first heat. Our first heat is going to be SUP Amateur and SUP Open combined. So Steve Zoval, Lisa Mae Woods, Jordan Wayman, and Jim Crane, and Matt Lorenzi. You're going to be in heat number 1.
Can you come here just for one moment?
We need to get you guys to sign your waivers.
One more time, sorry. One more thing.
You have to come and sign your life away.
Bringing it down.
So again, race 1 is going to be SUP Amateur and SUP Open. Race 2 will be SUP Legends and Pro Juniors. Race 3, Pro-Am Women. And race 4, Pro-Am. So we're going to have 4 races in running their first motos here in just a couple of minutes. We are about set to get rolling.
Oh, they're doing that? I don't think so.
Broward Motorsports, South Florida's premier power sports dealer with 4 locations: Davie, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and Tequesta. A huge selection of new and used motorcycles, UTVs, ATVs, boats, trailers, and personal watercraft. Log on, check out the selection, and request a quote. Broward Motorsports will not be undersold. The best staff in the industry are ready to serve you. We also feature a customizing department to build the machine of your dreams. At Broward Motorsports, you gotta ride.
We need a Maverick up here. Yep, we sure do. We're about ready to get going. We'll have our national anthem in just a moment, as soon as our singer comes up.
Attention paddlers. This is our first event, so little things are cropping up. Very critical for us and our insurance. We've got to have your signatures on the release before you get on the water. So we need... All right, we're going to go ahead and take care of that. Rick, you about ready?
Yeah, we're going to get going here and with our national anthem. And before that, we've got race director Evan Young up here, and he's going to have a couple of words, and then we will have our national anthem.
Okay, everyone, thank you again for supporting the inception of SUP-CROSS here in Sparks, Reno, Nevada. I'd be remiss not to mention that the paddling community lost a hero this week. Cody Irons of Washington, D.C. drowned in a paddling accident just earlier this week. He served our country in the U.S. military, and he inspired us by being a double amputee and competitive paddleboard racer.
For generations,
at this moment,
we'd
we'd like to take a brief moment of silence to remember Cody Irons.
Speed is our tradition, and racing is built.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Evan. Now we are going to have the singing of our national anthem. If everybody could please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
And our American flag is up here on the back side of the Tower of Power.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red blare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave, brave.
All right. I'd like to thank everybody, too, for taking the time to sign these waivers. I know it's a little bit of a pain at times, but it's critical. And thank you very much for making sure that's happened. I think we're good to go. Everybody's signed up, and we are going to get our first race of the day to the starting line. That is going to be SUP Amateur and SUP Open. Lined up first is going to be Woods, Sobel, Wayment, Crane, and Lorenzi.
And paddleboarders, if you can, for your fans that are on the beach, when I call your name out, put your paddle in the air so they recognize who you are. Steve Zoval. Thank you, Steve. Lisa May Woods. Thank you, Lisa. Jordan Wayment. In the air. That's the SUP Amateur class in SUP Open. Jim Crane. Local man out of Sparks. And Matt Lorenzi. All right, Matt. Glad to have you.
Well, Kurt, we are ready to get going with our first heat race, our first moto of the day.
I think we need Evan for just a moment if we could. Evan, if you're still in the area, you could arise to the top of the Tower of Power here, please.
So it's going to be one lap. Riders or paddlers will have the opportunity to choose which direction they want to go on the split section of the course on the right-hand side. I don't understand. What's the... So we are going to start the race with the air horn from our starter on the tower. We have 15 seconds to go with race number 1. This is going to be amateur and open combined. And there we go, underway, race number 1. This is two classes combined, amateur and open. And we have a wide range of ages in this one, Kurt.
Yeah, I believe that's Jim Crane out of Sparks getting a hole shot on the inside. That's Jordan Wayment on the outside. Everybody's starting off, trying to get their rhythm, get their cadence down. But
yeah,
looking like a short paddle.
Steve Zoval out of Reno, 54 years old, getting the hole shot and taking off here out in front. So Steve borrowed that board this morning from Jay Wild, actually. It's a 404 Danny Chang race board. Danny, a legend paddler out of Southern California and one of the great paddlers in the world. And 404 is his company, and that's the board that Steve is on right now. He borrowed it from Jay Wild this morning. He came up. I was out in the parking lot. He said, hey, you got a board I can borrow? And Jay was kind enough to go, you betcha, try this one. It looks like it's working pretty good.
This is the first time in competition that I'm aware of, SUP competition, that the split course is in effect. First and second, Jordan Wayment there in that second position, trying to keep the draft. Now let's see where third, fourth, and fifth go. Are they going to try the inside, or are they going to follow the outside? Looks like they're going for the inside split.
Well, this is really the part where you start seeing the differentiation in experience and technique is when you get into the turns. More experienced paddlers will move. They'll actually walk back to the back of the board and pivot the board, paddle around the buoy very sharply. Others will take a little more leisurely route around the buoys.
I like the way you say that, leisurely route.
Well, that's my style.
Route.
that's a little more of an advanced technique, is to really pivot the board, and it's not easy to do and maintain your balance, particularly on the narrower race boards. So you'll see the different techniques employed by the paddlers, but I got to say, our announcer for Flyboard's doing pretty good out there, Jordan. 29 years old, so he's got a little advantage on the age because his other two competitors are 54 and 53, but the 29-year-old Jordan Wayman out of North Ogden, Utah, looking good here early on. I don't even know how much paddling experience he has, but sometimes youthful
enthusiasm? Is that what you're thinking?
He has a lot of enthusiasm.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking Steve Zoval has had 25 anniversaries of his 29th birthday. And 29 right behind him, Jordan Wayant.
Yeah,
they took the outside split. Looks like they're onto the back straightaway.
I talked to Steve a little bit this morning when he got here, and he is a big skier, really into the snow, and obviously this is the great area to be from if that is your thing. And now in the summertime, he's taken to paddling, and he's looking good out there. He's got good form, so he definitely has had some experience on the boards, and that's a nice board that he's on, to be sure. But
boy, Jordan is hanging right in there. I think he's starting to run him down. He's got the draft going on.
You're right. I'm impressed with Jordan. He is looking good.
So we look a little further back in the pack, and we were talking about the split. The first time in competition, they're using it, and the paddler that took the inside split and tried it first was able to gain a position, is now in third spot.
Interesting. They'll figure out which way is the fastest, and then we'll change them.
Yeah.
we'll fix them.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was very apparent that Steve Zoval, when he made that first turn over here at the end of the front straightaway, no question he's putting that experience to good use. He held tight to the buoy, made it pivot right around it. There was no room for Jordan to get by. Jordan Wayman, as the newcomer here, the first race he's entering, and he is right there in second position, Rick.
Yeah, this is a physically demanding sport, and this takes a lot out of you. And about right now, they're starting to feel it, and about halfway around this course, and Jordan definitely closing in. He's a fit young fella, and he is closing in on Steve. And I will guarantee you that the board Jordan is on is not nearly as fast of a board as Steve's. So that shows you how, strong Jordan is.
Oh, yeah, no question. He's got that youthful enthusiasm going on. When they make the turn, here comes Steve making the pivot. He's leaving it open, and Jordan going to try and cut inside. He's keeping that forward momentum going. I'll tell you what, Jordan Wayant using the draft right on the back of Zoval's board. I think he's going to make a move before he gets over to this red buoy, try and take over that first place position. Here we go, folks.
Yeah, Steve maintaining his cadence pretty well, pretty good paddling form, and Jordan back a little bit and just digging hard. You can see the difference in styles that they have in their paddling technique. Jordan just really, really paddling hard. Steve very consistent and smooth and maintaining the lead, but we'll see for how long.
Yeah, well, you can certainly see the difference in the two styles. Jordan backpedaling, trying to make the corner, trying to cut inside. Looks like he might do it. Oh, just staying on the board.
Got a little tippy right there.
Yeah, Zoval still has a lead. They're side by side. Look at these two battling for glory. This is the first moto of the first race of the 2018 U.S. Open of Watercross. And these two riders want bragging rights. This will be the only time that you can be the first winner in the first race of the 2018 Pro Watercross U.S. Open of Watercross.
Yeah, Steve is doing a pretty good job on that 404 board, but Jordan, man, keeping the pressure on him. And these guys are going at it right now, digging for all they've got.
Yeah, let's hear it for them, folks.
These guys are digging. Look at them paddle. They are going for it. What a race here. First race of the day, and you couldn't ask for a much closer competition.
Oh, look at Steve Zoval. Boy, he's picked the cadence up. He heard the crowd Crowd, let's tell them how we feel about this race.
See, this turn's going to be pretty critical. He's going to have to pivot around this turn. Jordan, both up. Steve getting a little wobbly right here. One more turn, and then they go downwind.
Here they go. Call them in.
Now, this is going to give them a little boost psychologically because they're getting a little wind on their backs. And here comes Steve. Steve's digging hard. Jordan right on him. And it looks like Steve Zoval, 54 years old. Keep going, Steve. Don't stop.
Got to go by that line.
Got to go by the buoy. Keep digging, buddies. Jordan's on you. Oh, man. Nice work. What a battle.
Yeah. And Jordan first to the board.
That was a true battle of the paddle right there. They went after it. Outstanding race, guys.
You know, you could hear him over there. Jordan, I heard him say, wait till the next moto.
Oh, that was just fantastic. We got another battle coming in.
Third place, it's up.
Well, this could be, that was for first and second in amateur. Let's see who we've got coming around.
Well, I see Matt Lorenzi hard on the paddle trying to make that move. Looks like he is pulling forward.
So he is going for the open class. That was Zoval winning the amateur.
Oh, here he comes. Lorenzi making that turn. He's got the inside, going to try and make that.
His competitor's doing a little crossover paddle right there, trying to dig inside. But that's Matt Lorenzi out of Yuba City, California, 23 years old. And here he comes.
Boy, he's finishing strong. Look at the strokes he's got going opposite side every 2, every 3 paddles. Here he comes, couple more.
And
put your hands together.
Lorenzi takes the win in the open class. Right behind him is number 44. That's Jim Crane out of Sparks. 49 years old, right behind him. Nice job, guys. Wonderful work.
Wow, great job. Lisa Mae Woods right there, 2 buoys behind.
Lisa Mae coming in. Couple more buoys to go.
You know, one of the things we should talk about, Rick, is because the type of scoring we're doing, there are 3 motos, and the score for each independent moto are tallied at the end of the day, and the rider with the fewest number of points, 1 point for first, 2 points for second, 3 for third, when those are all totaled at the end of the day, that'll determine the overall winner.
Yep. So everybody's got 3 motos. Jordan, you ready for that second moto? Nice work.
Let's do it right now.
Nice work, buddy. Absolutely. What's that? Yes, it is. I absolutely agree with you. And everybody I talk to about this, if you've ever done this, you have no idea how hard this is out there. It is a lot of hard work.
Steve Zoval. Steve, Moto 1 winner. How about we interview you? Have you got enough energy to come up here?
Come on up, bud. And here comes Lisa Mae. Lisa Mae Woods out of Reno, Nevada. Bye-bye. She's making that final turn and digging for the finish line. Our next race is going to be race 2, Legends and Junior. 2 Legends and a Junior. And Lisa Mae digging for the finish line. Let's root her in. She's got a couple more strokes to go, and she's going to finish her first moto. Nice job, Lisa Mae Woods.
Well done.
Yeah, that is tough work out there. Woo! Nice job. Wonderful.
All right, we're going to take a little break here. All right, Steve, if we could have you up here on the Tower of Power.
Our legends are going to be lining up here in just a minute. We've got Diane Disney out of Reno, Nevada, with Joe Quinn out of Homewood, California, and Jeff Cleland, also out of Homewood, California, as well as our pro junior, who is 12 years old, Zen Quinn, also from Homewood, California. And I'm not familiar with Homewood. Where is that, Kurt? Do you know?
Lake Tahoe area. It's a
Lake Tahoe area.
A neighborhood in Lake Tahoe.
Okay, gotcha. Beautiful. So this is part of the crew that came over from Tahoe. Strong paddling community in Lake Tahoe. Good to see those guys come this morning.
All right, Steve, congratulations.
nice work, man. Little, what was it like out there? How'd you feel? You did good.
Thank you. I'm glad I won. It was really hard. I haven't pushed myself doing something that hard in a long time. I mean, I backcountry ski and I hike a lot, but I don't race anybody out there. He was right back there the whole time.
You guys had a battle.
I would have never went that fast if he wasn't right there.
Yeah, nice to have him there. So you've raced before, obviously?
No, you didn't read my little
Never, not yet.
You guys should read the bio.
The very
You'll
first
get a kick
one.
out of it. It was basically for comedy.
Fantastic.
So you borrowed that board from
Yes, Jay.
wait, you borrowed that board from Jay Wild this morning, your first time on it. What did you think of that thing?
Oh, it's sick. It's super fast. I've been only on a board for about 5 minutes before a carbon fiber board. Only problem is I got to buy one now.
Yeah, but what did I tell you this morning in the parking lot?
The same thing.
Yeah, you're going to get out the checkbook after that.
Exactly.
So good job, man. We're out there. Looking forward to seeing you in the Moto 2 and 3 coming up.
All right, I don't think I'm going to be able to go as fast.
Well,
we won't hold
Jordan
you
like
to it.
To hear that.
Yeah, definitely hydrate. We look forward to Moto number 2.
Jordan will like to hear that, I'm sure, but I think he feels the same way. So,
I heard something about a tie down between the two boards, or it's a bungee cord, something like that. All right, well,
cool.
SUP Legends, SUP Junior on the line, getting ready to start.
all right, race number 2 underway. Joe Quinn stroking hard out there, coming from the outside.
Looks like Zen and Quinn from Homewood. He's got position. I don't know if he can keep up the speed of Joe Quinn.
These guys all came together from Homewood.
Well, I'm guessing Joe Quinn, 52 years old, and Zen and Quinn, 12 years old, might be a relation.
Yeah,
all I'm saying, look at this. Dad's trying to hold tight, and yet Zen makes the move. Zen and side by side's got a little bit of a lead, and they're both taking the outside split.
Well, you saw right there the two different techniques. One is a step back and pivot the board, which the young Quinn executed really nicely to take the lead. And then Joe is using a crossover paddle technique that will help you turn. It's not as efficient, but it's definitely helps the board pivot, and they're going 2 different directions. Let's see who comes out in front.
I was just going to say, Joe deciding to take the outside split. The younger rider, Zenon, maybe he was watching that first race, watched position change happen by taking the inside split. It's going to be really interesting to see how these two go. I got to tell you, looks like Joe still got a little more energy. Zenon trying to starting to slow down that cadence a little bit, that youthful enthusiasm we were talking about earlier.
Well, you can see the young Quinn out there, and he's got great form. His pivots around the buoys are very, very good. He's strong right in his technique, and that is outstanding. And that's not an easy thing to do, to take that step back and pivot like that. He does it really cleanly. Look how good he looks out there right now. And his dad using a crossover technique that he puts the paddle on the other side of the board, which pulls the bow around the buoy, and then he starts paddling. Pretty effective as well. Not quite as quick,
wow,
but
look
pretty
at
good.
It. They got to the buoy change at almost the same.
Yeah.
Zenon has, look at that. He's got about 12, maybe 8 board lengths.
Yep.
By using that inside. And maybe
his turning technique is quicker. His turning technique is faster. There's no question that pivot like that, and then to power out of it, step back up onto the board and power out of it is the way to go. if you can do it. But, it takes a lot of balance, and it's not easy to do. But look at his dad out there is jamming right now. He is digging hard and saying, hey, come here, son.
Well, he's using a longer stroke. You notice Zenon's using, a much quicker cadence, shorter stroke. And Dad's digging deep and pulling hard.
Yeah, he's catching him, actually. He said, come here, son. I got a little something for you still.
Yeah.
It may not be long where he can do this. Not many more years.
Was just thinking of the same thing racing with my dad.
Yeah, because Zen is going to be charging. There's no doubt. He's 12 years old. My goodness gracious. Look how good this kid can paddle.
Yeah, and look at he's starting to pull it out again. Saw Dad there. Started to use a little bit of that energy, that youthful enthusiasm. Now let's watch his technique as he makes this turn. He's been spectacular so far. Back on the board, makes the pivot, and back on.
See, he steps back to sink that tail down, which allows the board to pivot on a dime, paddles it around, a couple strokes, and the thing is changed direction. Then he walks back up into the paddling position, the standard paddling position, where he can plane out and gain speed again. And that's the quick way. That's the pro way around the turn for sure. But like I said, not easily executed. These young kids in the sport, there's programs all over, and we're seeing the youth, much like in the jet ski racing, these young kids that are involved are really, really good and getting faster so quickly. And every year they gain another year of body strength at 12 years old.
Yep.
Every year he's going to get bigger and stronger and get faster.
No question about it, and he's got Dad back there motivating him. Son, I think there's something wrong with your board. Pull over.
It's faster than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is taught his son well. These guys came over from the Tahoe area. They got the cool Sprinter vans all decked out and set up to carry a whole ton of boards. Joe said he could even put an 18 in his van. Which is really cool. So, these guys are living it. It's a family that's just living this sport, and we see them all over where I'm from in Southern California in the Dana Point, San Clemente area, which is kind of a mecca for the sport, one of them anyway. We see a lot of that, and one of the great women paddlers, Candace Appleby, who is a multi-time world champion, has a school for kids, and she has them out there during the week, and I see them out there paddling, and they're amazingly good at it, and this young Quinn looks like he fits right in with the best of them.
Yeah, third position, Jeff Cleland, also out of Homewood, part of their group, making the turn in third. So first, second, and third just hit and get. They did a great job. Back there in fourth spot, Diane Disney. She's local out of Reno.
And here he comes. Checkered flag is out. Let's hear it. 12 years old out of Homewood, Zenon Quinn charges across the finish line full strength. Nice work out there, Zenon.
Put the power to the water.
And look at him still working on this, pivots the board and then comes right in. What style. Nice work. And Joe, looking good. You got to go a little faster to keep up with that youngster. Beautiful work, Joe. 52 years old and beautiful technique. On the bark. So the Quins on Joe Bark shaped boards. Bark out of the Redondo Beach area, Southern California. Long-time paddler. 60s at 66. Jeff Cleland, 61 years old, out of Holman. Look at this guy charging.
Right there.
Nice work. That is impressive. Another 404 board underneath of Jeff Cleland. Wow. Nice work. I mean, these guys are experienced. You can tell that style. These guys spent a lot of time in the Tahoe area paddling and came over here to compete today and looked so good.
I got to tell you, if you're paddling in Lake Tahoe, you learn to stay on top of the board very, very quickly.
What's the water temp at Lake Tahoe?
-7. They say the snow emanates from the lake.
Oh, my goodness. Jay, what's the water temp at Lake Tahoe? 56? Yeah?
Yeah, midsummer, right? No, it goes all the way up to 57.
Does it really? Nice. That's not much different than down in my area.
Right.
Yeah. Beautiful.
All right, coming up next, SUP Pro-Am women's class.
Got
So if
some-
we can, competitors.
Diane Disney out there right now, finishing up, having a little bit of a challenge. This is a difficult sport, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very challenging. It looks very serene and peaceful, and it is. When you're paddling for recreation, I can tell you it is one of the most enjoyable sports you could ever do. You are very innocuous on the water. You mesh with the sea life, with the ocean life, birds and fish. You're really pretty much part of the scene with them, and so you get to experience that. And it's really a lot of fun. Racing, however, is racing, and this is very, very physically demanding. And you could hear it from Steve a little while ago.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he mentioned it, young...
Zen? Oh, Jordan Wayant.
Jordan, man, he was like, yeah, this is harder than it looks because it looks so peaceful, and it is. But,
yeah, you can't even get Jordan off a board now. I think he's really taken to this sport.
Jordan's got his little pit down there underneath scoring, I guess, set up. Look at him, man. In
Yeah.
the shade, he's smart. He's no fool.
Oh, yeah.
Better hydrate, dude.
He's like, I like this freshwater. No sharks here.
One of the things is Diane Disney getting a little assistance out there.
So, paddlers, as we call out your names, if you'd be so kind as to put your paddle in the air. Yeah, we're waiting for Diane to make it back in. Looks like
She's getting a little assistance. Hopefully she's okay out there. We've got outstanding course marshals here, a very, very experienced waterman for safety. Safety, obviously, the number one concern always with any of our pro watercross events. You know, at that, it goes without saying. And you got a guy out there, Drake Stanley, who is a absolute big wave stud, man.
Yeah,
He's
yes,
a
he
hellman for sure. So Diane's going to get a little assistance in, it looks like. She
yeah, folks.
ran out of gas.
Can't tell you about hydration more. You know, we're at altitude and we're in the sun. Please, everyone, competitors or spectators, keep yourself hydrated.
Well, this next event's going to be a good one. This is the Pro-Am Women, and we've got a great lineup here today.
I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah, so Diane just getting a little assist back by the on-water Uber crew. And it's nice to have them when you need them. And it's a workout out there. And it's sunny and a warm, sunny day here, and takes its toll.
Yeah, Drake said they're a little friendlier. He's actually a Lyft driver.
He's Lyft, not Uber.
Yeah, that would be Robbie as Uber up front with the green.
Little more surly.
Yeah, keeps the hat on. Yeah, it must be.
We are at altitude as well here. It's tough out there. No question about it. It's a physically demanding sport, and, you know, it doesn't look like it. You know, some sports you watch, you know, and you're going, wow, you know, watch motocross or something like that. It's like, wow, this is so gnarly. I can't believe it. But paddling, it's like so beautiful out there and serene. It's like, oh, my God, this looks awesome. All right, Diane, you okay down there? All right, way to go.
Good.
Got a thumbs up, and here we go with the race. Boy, they didn't waste any time in getting this one. Oh, looks like number 50 is on the outside here, closest to us. That's Sage Quinn.
And her sister, Delilah, starting to pull out on that number 10 board, the white board. And look at the cadence of these young women. Boy, they are on fire out there,
Yeah,
Rick.
you know what? They're outstanding. The Pro-Am women's class is a great class in this sport. And look at their techniques. These girls work hard, and they are outstanding athletes. This is a very athletic sport, very physically demanding, and these women out there in this class are absolutely top athletes. Look at her go out in front. And you can see, look at the cadence. that she's paddling with.
Well, both the Quins are using a much faster cadence than the rest of the paddlers.
And I will tell you, that is faster, but wears you out quicker.
Yeah.
So you have to be in good shape to paddle with that RPM. That's basically higher RPM. That's going to, you know, you're going to get worked and burn through your glycogen stores sooner. So if you're fit, you can pull it off. And these women look, every one of them.
Well, Rick, got to throw it out there. You and I have been doing this forever in different kinds of racing. Look at what's happened. First race, most of the paddlers took the outside.
Yep.
Second race, it was a mix. This time, everybody's using the inside.
Well, I will say, and I don't want to, you know, throw too much out there that I shouldn't maybe, but during the riders' meeting this morning, I looked out there and they were going over the course. I was like, there's no way I would go anything but the inside.
Right.
I don't understand why you would not go on the inside. But, you know, that's my opinion, and what do I know? I'm up here with my hat on, and I'm up here with the boys, and we're having a good time.
That's right. You're not down there paddling.
Well, believe me, if I was, my hands would be cramping and my legs would be cramping. I'd be throwing up and looking really terrible out there.
Well, I'll tell you who's not looking terrible. Delilah Quinn, Sage Quinn, and then Lisa Gonzalez in that third spot. Now, Lisa Gonzalez, she's riding for Marine Paddle Fit and Rental. She's out of Sparks. This is her home territory. She's going to do everything she can to catch up with the Quinn. I was going to say Quinn twins, but a year behind between them. I don't think they would be twins.
Well, Lisa Gonzalez, 51 years old.
Yeah.
And, you know, Quins, we're talking 16 and 17 years old. So, you know, let's hear it for Lisa Gonzalez. I mean, she's charging out there. And I got to say, 51 years old, and she is fit as a fiddle and digging down that back straightaway. The Quins out in front. But this is Lisa Gonzalez's third race, and pretty darn cool. She sponsored by Glide and Paddle Fit, and she says she practices about 20 hours a week at this. It's her job, she says.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, she looks over at first place. They're coming head to head towards each other. I'm thinking she's thinking, gosh, maybe I need to up it to 30.
Well, I will tell you, an interesting story with Lisa. She, the way she got started in this was she opened a business to bring paddleboarding to the Sparks Marina here and to get families safely on the water together. And boy, she is a perfect example of the sport. You know,
truly,
and I'm impressed. She is really, really impressive out there with the battling these teenagers. I mean, Sage Quinn is been paddling for 5 years, sponsored by Bark and Quickblade, sponsored by her parents.
Right, mom and dad's wallet.
She says she practices about 7 hours a week, and
Delilah, I'm thinking Delilah does 9 or 10 hours a week.
Delilah has been doing it for 4 years, and she says 5 hours a week she practices. So they, you know, obviously a bit of a family rivalry going on there, which is you know, really pushes you out. And the youngsters in this sport, they're getting really good, you know, instruction and learning the techniques. And here we go, making a couple turns. Delilah out in front. She's got one more buoy to go. She's charging, looking real strong on that Bark paddleboard.
Well, Delilah really looks like she's into just a nice, easy mode. She's got one more buoy to go. Sage pushing hard.
Delilah, 16 years old. Her sister's 17 years old. So, you know, they're getting right into the prime time. They're starting to really get there. They've been paddling for years, and you can see how talented they are. And they are on some, looks like 12.6 Barks. And the checkered flag comes out. Let's hear it for Delilah Quinn, taking the win here in her first moto for Pro-Am women. And Sister Sage right behind her.
So first, second, and third pretty much equally spaced, but fourth, fifth, and sixth, that battle's still raging out there.
And Sage comes in, takes checkered flag. She'll take a second here in Pro-Am Women Heat Moto number 1. Nice work. And Lisa Gonzalez. Now the Quins, 16 and 17, in third place. Not too far off the pace is Lisa Gonzalez. And by the way, Lisa teaches paddleboarding right here, and she specializes in seniors and special needs paddlers. And look at her go. Let's hear her. Lisa Gonzalez right here in Sparks. Marine Paddle Fit and Rental, and she has represented her company quite well here. Moto number 1, nice work. Man, she is fit. Another 404 paddleboard rider. '69 coming in. Carly Cleland, 15 years old, out of Homewood. Another one of the Homewood militia. And she's on one of these NSP dugout canoe style board. So a lot of interest in those boards. Been around a while, and she takes a well-deserved 4th place. Number 7, Brooke Young out of Hurricane, West Virginia. 33 years old. Well, goodness gracious, Brooke. Nice job. And right behind Brooke, see a number on that board. Five, looks like number 5 there. Mika Para out of Tahoe City. And she takes a well-deserved dip at the end of that race. Good for her. I think I've got Kurt Nolenberg down on the beach somewhere. Kurt?
I do, and I've got our race winner in second position. Delilah, if I could have you come on over here. Sage, did you get on the other side? Now, I'm going to guess that you guys are sisters.
Yep. Yeah, we're sisters.
Okay, so if I can, I want to talk to you a little bit about, this is the first round, the first time we've done a split course here. You two have been doing this for how many years?
4 years for me. About 4 for me, too.
All right, fantastic. So, listen, at the start, you guys had an incredible cadence going, and the turns at the end, I think maybe was the best that we've seen so far today. Are you guys used to doing 3 motos in a day?
Not really, but this course is pretty short, so I think we can handle it. But normally we just do 1 longer race, or if we're doing intervals, then we'll do a bunch. So.
All right, I like that. And what do you think? Any any predictions for moto number 2?
I don't know. Hopefully, I take that W again.
That's like boundless enthusiasm. All right, ladies. And now, do you have sponsors?
Yeah, Bark, Quick Blade, Tahoe Waterman, and West Shore Roofing.
All right.
Same. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies. We appreciate it. Good luck out there in moto number 2.
All right, thanks, Kurt. Thanks, girls. You guys were absolutely stellar out there in that first moto. Looked fantastic. And now we're going to the Pro-Am race, which is the Pro-Am men's race. We saw the Pro-Am women's, and got some fast paddlers here today. Let's take a look. On the line will be on board number 2 out of Tahoe City, 14 years old, paddling for Tahoe Waterman, Estani Bori. Board number 3 from Hurricane, West Virginia, riding for Team Ryder, App Boat Company Athletics, and 425 Pro, our promoter, Evan Young. Board number 5 out of Tahoe Vista, California, 69 years young, paddling for Tahoe Waterman and Waterman's Landing, Cooper Honeywell. Number 23 from Canelian Bay, California, and I believe that's a Lake Tahoe location as well. 38 years old, a 404 board paddler, quick blade paddles, Maui Jim, Tahoe Waterman, Waterman's Landing. One of the legends of the sport, to be sure, top pro Jay Wild. And number 69, Tahoe Vista, California, on the NSP board, 16 years old, paddling for Future Fins, NSP Surf Tech Quick Blade, Tahoe Waterman and Waterman Landing, Trent Carter. So this is going to be a good one. And I've seen Jay Wild paddle, and he is absolutely one of the tops in the world. I've seen him down in Southern California where I live and paddle, and he is a top pro in any event that he enters. Also an outrigger paddle. He comes from the outrigger side of sports, of the paddling, and he's told me this morning a paddle's a paddle. And those guys that do everything like that, paddle outriggers, they got into stand-up, and they are absolutely monsters on the water. So we're waiting for the start here. Everybody's lined up. Here we go.
And they're up. Boy, Jay Wild, look at the cadence there.
Keep
First
on the
3
inside.
paddles within a second.
Our Evan on the outside, Jay Wild on the inside, and a guy paddling like his hair's on fire next to Wild on that NSP board. And it is Jay Wild taking the lead. No real surprise there. Jay, a real top pro paddler.
Got to think that Eston Borey and Trent Carter are the ones that are right there with him. Now watch your technique as they make that first turn. Jay flips that board around in a heartbeat.
That is how you do it right there. You watch Jay Wild, and that is the model for pro paddling right there. And he charged around that corner. Yeah.
Now watch this. Oh, we got one down. Oh, and they're back up again. All right, so Jay going to go. He's going to take the outside. Let's watch. Second place follows. Third's going to go to the inside. This could be the biggest test so far of the inside versus outside split.
Yeah, interesting. Jay is headed outside.
And Jay's also significantly ahead of third place at this point. Let's see what happens.
Yep, going to be interesting. Yeah, Jay, I've seen Jay out in the open ocean, been out there paddling actually, had him come by me so fast and make a pivot turn like that right there around a buoy outside of Dana Point Harbor out in big swells. Bouncing around.
You step off the board thinking something happened to the engine?
Did I throw out the anchor and didn't know it?
Yeah.
You know? But, yeah, he came and did a big turnaround, a buoy way outside of Dana Point Harbor, and I was like, holy cow, man, who is this dude?
Yeah. Well, you know what? As we're watching, Jay makes that turn onto the back straightaway. Second position still headed towards that buoy. Third, using the inside. He can see his competitors coming at him, so he has really upped his cadence now. Once he made the turn and saw how close they are, watch the battle for second and third here. Oh, it's going to be tight.
That's the NSP board, so that has to be, let's see who's on that board.
Is that Eston Borey?
Perhaps it is, and he's on that dugout style canoe style board, more or less. Real deep dugout, different than the other paddle boards you see, different designs. And, people have different theories on those board shapes and designs.
I was just going to say, that's got to be as important here as it is in surfing. Board shape, board width, board length.
The width is really critical for speed. With that dugout design, the idea is to get the paddler lower in the water to increase your stability, and therefore you can go a little narrower and faster. And a lot of people are going to that. It's not a new design, but a lot of people are using that lately. And Jay Wild, no surprise whatsoever. Jay, a top waterman in the world, 38 years old, rides for Danny Ching's 404 boards and the Quick Blade Paddle Company out of the Tahoe area, and he is definitely one of the top pros, and you watch a guy like him paddle and his technique and stroke and everything, and it's just spot on.
I was just going to say, Rick, as I'm watching him as he makes that turn, again, a spectacular. Didn't do as much of a flip turn because he didn't need to. He's got the speed out there. But if you watch his back, his knees, he's doing almost everything with his core.
Yeah, and his right-hand turns are different than his left-hand turns because that's the difference of being, backside or front side. So when you're surfing, most guys are better front side and than backside. So everybody's got a little different technique, and
Boy,
they're better at one way or the other usually. And backside surfing is very challenging, and only the best are really good at that. That is surfing with your back to the wave.
Yeah.
Look
at the battle for second positions.
Battle.
They just smacked each other there.
We got a couple of youngsters going at it back there.
Estani Bori and Trent Carter going at it. It looks like Carter made the move. Carter, I believe, is in that second position.
Yeah, no, that's Trent Carter is in third.
Oh, is he? Okay, is that the number 2 board of Estani Bori in second?
Nope. That is Trent Carter.
In second.
Looks like 69, yeah, in second. And that is, you're right, Bori in third. And then making the final turn here, kind of a casual, leisurely turn, Jay Wild steps back up on to the front of the board and the planing position and strokes towards the finish line. Boy, these youngsters behind him, though. Jay doing a one-legged. Oh!
I think that's a little showmanship there.
Yeah, that's not fair, man. That is not fair.
I
Jay
can do
Wild,
this,
ladies and gentlemen.
Put your hands together.
Nice work. And the battle for second place. And it looks like,
Trent
Bori
Carter
is stroking hard. It's going to be Trent Carter, 16 years old, out of Tahoe Vista, taking second over number 2, Estani Bori out of Tahoe City, 14 years old.
Boy, right there together, too.
To be a teenager again, huh?
Yeah, the next 2 motos. Well, and to be a teenager out there with Jay Wild.
Yeah,
To watch that technique.
Look at them. They're not even. They're barely even breathing hard. That kills me. That just absolutely kills me.
Like,
all right, what is that? Number 3 coming in, Evan Young. Number 5, I'm sorry, Cooper Honeywell.
In that 4th position. He's from Tahoe Vista.
Wait a
sponsored
second.
by Tahoe Waterman and Waterman's
I got
Landing.
Cooper Honeywell is 69 years old. He doesn't look 60. You're a good-looking 69-year-old. I got to say, whatever you're doing, I want some of it.
Double that for me.
And, and here comes Evan. Evan, come on, buddy. Let's pick it up. Nice work. Let's hear it.
All right, Evan Young.
Evan Young out of Hurricane, West Virginia. Our race director comes in. Nice work, guys. Wow, that was a pleasure to watch you guys out there. Great paddling.
All right, Rick, we're going to have you go down there. And, Jay, if we could have Rickson to come down and interview you, if you would be so kind. All right, we're going to take a little break between motos. Let everybody, I want to say, everybody on the beach, please hydrate yourself. If you didn't bring enough water, come talk to us. We'll find a bottle of water for you. Yeah,
Jay,
elevation.
Absolutely outstanding job out there. No surprise, really. But first, I got to ask you, what was that finishing straightaway technique? What is that?
Wow, just we're on TV, right? Just trying to show that, through hard work and just being on my board constantly, just, having fun is my number one thing. And, if I've got a little bit of a lead and can kind of go a little 1-foot paddling just to, keep it fun, keep it real. It doesn't have to always be intense, right? So.
Yeah, right on. That's a good part of SUP is the attitudes I think that everybody brings to the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. When the games really started hard, everyone was racing. And I think it almost took a little love out of the sport because it was just all about grinding and racing. And, a lot of us stepped back and just realized, why are we doing this? We're doing it because we love it. We're doing it because there's a community behind it. we're doing it to show the youth that we're not just a bunch of aggro racers, that we like to do it and have fun, but we could also, have the skills to go and perform in any condition that we need to.
Speaking of conditions, how do you like this format with the buoy course?
Oh man, that was super fun. Yeah, I knew the start was going to be all about it. I've got a couple young guns fire breathing down my neck that I train with on a regular basis, so I knew they were going to be, talented on their boards, and I was just like, I got to get the whole shot and then just try and hold on from there. And luckily, they got a little rubbins racing, and I got a little lead. So,
yeah, you know what? The youth programs in this sport are really impressive. You're down in Dana Point, where I live. That area, Candace Appleby has a crew I see out there all the time, and they're charging and training in the ocean and in Baby Beach. You know those areas quite well, and you're training guys. It's kind of cool to see these young kids, man. They're good.
Oh, it's amazing. It's like I said, being a part of the whole kind of fire of stand-up paddling in the beginning, and just, we thought we were fast, and then, we wanted we saw all the kids coming out. And my big thing was, these kids are going to get out here and paddle. They need to know how to do it correctly so they don't hurt themselves, and they need to know how to, deal with conditions. So teaching them those basics, and then just watching them learn so quickly and being sponges and absorbing this information, and now they're just flying by us, and it's just amazing to watch.
Well, it's outstanding. Congratulations on all the good work you're doing in the sport, and thanks for the little techniques you gave me this morning.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Let's go with Moto 2, yeah? Woo.
Right on. Thank you.
Series of wave runners, Yamaha continues their long-standing tradition of crafting top-of-the-line wave runners capable of blowing everyone else out of the water. Yamaha has become the only choice for serious racers and aspiring speedsters. For next-level thrills on the closed course, the Superjet offers an incredibly nimble mix of speed and control with a lightweight frame and responsive handling. This best-selling stand-up watercraft has beat out the competition time and time again. Your weekend goes by fast when you're on a VXR. This Speed Demon offers sleek style with a seat specifically designed for racing. An ultralight Nano XL hull and deck, the revolutionary ride handlebar system, and the speed of the 1.8-liter high-output Yamaha Marine engine. The GP 1800 is race ready, right out of the box, and a proven winner on and off the course. It's our most powerful wave runner with the supercharged, super vortex.
All right, we're having a short break between motos. Get our scoring sheets transported back and forth. Allow our crew to
ultra lightweight Nano XL2 hull and deck provide an optimal power-to-weight ratio. With a newly redesigned seat for maximum comfort and a state-of-the-art ride system, you'll feel practically glued to the water. No one else even comes close to challenging it. If you're ready to be part of an elite club of race-winning pros, it's time for you to join the Yamaha racing tradition. With the closed course conquering Superjet, VXR, and the GP 1800, you'll enjoy endless victories on the water.
Broward Motorsports, South Florida's premier power sports dealer with 4 locations: Davie, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and Tequesta. A huge selection of new and used motorcycles, UTVs, ATVs, boats, trailers, and personal watercraft. Log on, check out the selection, and request a quote. Broward Motorsports will not be undersold. The best staff in the industry are ready to serve you. We also feature a customizing department to build the machine of your dreams. At Broward Motorsports, you gotta ride.
For generations, Yamaha has dominated the racing circuit across the world. Winning is our passion, speed is our tradition, and racing is built into Yamaha's DNA. In fact, when it comes to the top pros in racing, Yamaha is consistently their #1 choice. So, are you ready to race like a pro? With the 2018 Performance Race Series of Wave Runners, Yamaha continues their long-standing tradition of crafting top-of-the-line wave runners capable of blowing everyone else out of the water. Yamaha has become the only choice for serious racers and aspiring speedsters. For next-level thrills on the closed course, the Superjet offers an incredibly nimble mix of speed and control with a lightweight frame and responsive handling. This best-selling stand-up watercraft has beat out the competition time and time again. Your weekend goes by fast when you're on a VXR. This Speed Demon offers sleek style with a seat specifically designed for racing. An ultralight Nano XL hull and deck, the revolutionary ride handlebar system, and the speed of the 1.8-liter high-output Yamaha Marine engine. The GP 1800 is race ready, right out of the box and a proven winner on and off the course. It's our most powerful wave runner with the supercharged Super Vortex high-output Yamaha Marine engine, including a 160mm high-pressure 8-vane pump, and the ultra-lightweight Nano XL2 hull and deck provide an optimal power-to-weight ratio. With a newly redesigned seat for maximum comfort and the state-of-the-art ride system, you'll feel practically glued to the water. No one else even comes close to challenging it. If you're ready to be part of an elite club of race-winning pros, it's time for you to join the Yamaha racing tradition. With the closed course conquering Superjet, VXR, and the GP 1800, you'll enjoy endless victories on the water.
Broward Motorsports, South Florida's premier power sports dealer with 4 locations: Davie, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and Tequesta. A huge selection of new and used motorcycles, UTVs, ATVs, boats, trailers, and personal watercraft. Log on, check out the selection, and request a quote. Broward Motorsports will not be undersold. The best staff in the industry are ready to serve you. We also feature a customizing department to build the machine of your dreams. At Broward Motorsports, you gotta ride.
For generations, Yamaha has dominated the racing circuit across the world. Winning is our passion, speed is our tradition, and racing is built into Yamaha's DNA. In fact, when it comes to the top pros in racing, Yamaha is consistently their #1 choice. So, are you ready to race like a pro? With the 2018 Performance Race Series of Wave Runners, Yamaha continues their long-standing tradition of crafting top-of-the-line wave runners capable of blowing everyone else out of the water. Yamaha has become the only choice for serious racers and aspiring speedsters. For next-level thrills on the closed course, the Superjet offers an incredibly nimble mix of speed and control with a lightweight frame and responsive handling. This best-selling stand-up watercraft has beat out the competition time and time again. Your weekend goes by fast when you're on a VXR. This Speed Demon offers sleek style with a seat specifically designed for racing. An ultralight Nano XL hull and deck, the revolutionary ride handlebar system, and the speed of the 1.8-liter high-output Yamaha Marine engine. The GP 1800 is race ready, right out of the box and a proven winner on and off the course. It's our most powerful wave runner with the supercharged Super Vortex high-output Yamaha Marine engine, including a 160mm high-pressure 8-vane pump, and the ultra-lightweight Nano XL2 hull and deck provide an optimal power-to-weight ratio. With a newly redesigned seat for maximum comfort and the state-of-the-art ride system, you'll feel practically glued to the water. No one else even comes close to challenging it. If you're ready to be part of an elite club of race-winning pros, it's time for you to join the Yamaha racing tradition. With a closed course conquering Superjet, VXR, and the GP 1800, you'll enjoy endless victories on the water.
Broward Motorsports, South Florida's premier power sports dealer with 4 locations: Davie, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and Tequesta. A huge selection of new and used motorcycles, UTVs, ATVs, boats, trailers, and personal watercraft. Log on, check out the selection, and request a quote. Broward Motorsports will not be undersold. The best staff in the industry are ready to serve you. We also feature a customizing department to build the machine of your dreams. At Broward Motorsports, you gotta ride.
And I've already seen his cadence going down a little bit.
Well, he's charging out fast, and it's going to be interesting. It is. You're right, Kurt. That's a good observation right there. See if he's going to be able to maintain that. I'm interested to see if he's going to stay on the board, and it looks like he's doing a good job because it's very calm conditions out here.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get knocked off by waves and bumps and stuff like that much. But
now I'm wondering, Rick, is Steve Zoval using that the guile and experience to let Jordan lead him so he can be in the draft, make it a little easier paddling until the end of the race?
If this were a pro race, I would say it's possible. But I think with these guys, these are like their first races, and they're just – so Steve's even going to the inside, which is interesting. And this is going to be good because they were pretty even coming out of the split, and we'll see.
Yeah, you can. I'm sorry, Rick. You can see by the wake that Jordan made a long sweeping turn, and it took him yards and yards and yards away from the buoy. That's going to cost him. Steve, on the other hand, really tight, and here he goes making the turn again.
And I will say though, Jordan, he's just learning to do this, and he has already got that pivot technique. He's starting to work on. He's going back. He pivoted the board that time.
Yeah,
and he's standing back and trying to use that technique. He picked it up quick. He's got great balance. For just starting out, he is doing exceptionally well on a really nice race board.
Yeah, I got to throw it out there. Jordan will be a competitor in the flyboarding flycross today.
We'll see.
And has
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, by the time that third moto's over, what he's got left in him.
Well, failing that, he can be up here announcing with us as he has done for the last few years.
He's 29 years old, so he's good to go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's good to go. Look at here comes Jordan, and Steve's making that
it's going to be
turn.
side by side on that back straightaway.
See, and he just took the lead. Steve took the lead back, taking the inside split.
And look at Jordan's cadence. That is slowed down significantly.
And Jordan's going, oh, man, what did I do right there? Did I make a bad decision by going outside or not? What should I do? But too late now.
Now, positioning on the board, it looks like Jordan's a little bit further forward. And boy, he is laying it down right now, Rick.
Well, you want to be in there's a sweet spot to be in on the board. You don't want the nose diving down. You don't want to have the nose too high because then you're just pushing water.
Right.
So you want to be there's a sweet spot that you're going to maintain your speed in these conditions. You're in rougher conditions, open ocean. You may be back a little bit to handle.
Keep the nose out of the
keep you from getting knocked off. Yeah. It gives you a little more stability. But in the conditions like this, you're going to get up there and try to keep that board flat, planed out, and maximum speed. And these guys are pretty equally matched right now.
Yeah.
Steve is hanging in there. I'm impressed.
As am I.
And Jordan, you might be absolutely right. Jordan sprinted out there at the start and see if he can maintain that pace this race, because these guys are, yeah, I got to say, it's amazing how closely matched these two guys are.
And that is Matt Lorenzi back there in the third spot. And Matt has been making some headway moving up on the leader. So look at these two. There's going to be some impact over there. Jordan making a turn. Wayman looks like he's taking over the lead. Steve Zaval. Now Zaval is in position. He's on the inside.
He's got the inside.
And, boy, you can watch him go back and forth, back and forth.
And look at Steve dig. Steve came out of that turn and really started stroking hard and started digging that paddle down and took the lead. Well, here comes Jordan now.
They're bumping into each other. He couldn't get his paddle in the water.
Little NASCAR out there, Rubbin's racing, huh?
Ricky Bobby, Jordan Wayant.
Now Steve's going to have to try to turn that. Oh, he's on the outside, so Jordan's got a definite huge advantage now.
Oh, and he knew right where he was going to make his move. Do you see him come off the back straightaway? That's where he made his turn and then pushed again to accelerate. Now, Steve's got a greater cadence. Looks like he's starting to pull up on Jordan, but you still have to get by, and that's a 14-foot board. You're not getting by that easy.
No, and Jordan's picked up the pace a little bit. He's got a second wind going right now. He's feeling it.
Watch this turn for these two. And here comes Matt in third.
I'm impressed with Jordan's technique, man. He's stamping back and pivoting that board pretty cleanly for a beginner. Oh, and that's hard to do. He's tired. His heart is pounding. The heart rate's high. He's breathing hard, and he's able to maintain his balance on the board. That's not easy.
Yeah, great for your core. Absolutely spectacular.
Jordan just stroking it now. Steve and Steve trying to hang, starting to drop a little bit. 29-year-old Jordan Waymont.
Well, Steve knows if he just hangs out in that second position, the points are equal going to the third and final moto. And that's when finishing out front will be extremely important. It's always nice to finish out front. Jordan making the turn. Steve way wide. Steve puts his hand in the air and says, yes, I'm relegated to second position now. Look out, Steve, though, because Matt is coming behind you in third position. Matt Lorenzi out of Yuba City might be trying to get move up one more position.
Something you might not have known about Jordan is that he can kick himself in the head.
Watched him do it this morning.
So there you go. You did know it.
Well, I saw him do it. I was like, what are you doing? I'm kicking myself in the head.
I'm not sure that's a skill. That's
well, it was on my pro forma here. Okay.
Oh, how handy is that going to come in? I'm not sure.
All right, folks, put your hands together. In his second race ever, taking the win, Jordan Wayman.
Well, we can see the difference of him moving up to that 404 race board. I mean, that was all the difference in this race right there. Nice job, Jordan. Board paid off, dividends. He went from a beginner board up to a full-on 404 race board. And same type of board Steve is on. It's a nice race for Steve again, moto number 2.
Big round of applause for Steve Zoval.
So these guys are tied going into the third moto. The third moto is going to decide it between these two, and that's going to be a good one.
I'll tell you what, it's never been more apt than in stand-up paddleboarding, the third and most gruesome moto.
Yeah, you're right about the gruesome part. That's when the cramps started coming in and blah, blah, blah. But nice work.
Yeah, Matt Lorenzi, he's got one more buoy, make the turn. And, boy, Lisa Mae Woods not giving up. She's out there trying to keep a good, steady pace.
Matt Lorenzi making the final turn.
You know, that's one of the things I notice.
Is that Matt Lorenzi or Jim Crane? Because it says Matt Lorenzi is 23. And I'm just going to not say anything, but that is number 44, Jim Crane.
You're correct.
Yeah, that's Jim Crane. He's out of Sparks right here, local boy. 49 years old, coming in. Nice job, Jim. Crossing the finish line one more time, and Jim takes the win in the open class. Congrats. Moto number 2 survived. Nice work. Lisa Mae Woods, got a couple turns left to go. Lisa out of Reno. Doing a nice job here again in Moto number 2. A lot of hard work out there being put in by these athletes today. Lisa G to the starting line. We need Lisa G down on the starting line, please. And we got another Lisa, Lisa Mae Woods from Reno, making the final turn. Lisa in the SUP amateur class, 53 years old, like I said, out of Reno, making that final turn and digging for the finish line. Nice work here in Moto number 2 for Lisa. We'll get our next class to the starting line as soon as Lisa finishes. Nice work, Lisa. That is hard work out there. Good job. Woo!
All right, round of applause.
Let's hear it for Lisa Mae Woods.
For Lisa Mae Woods.
Nice job. Nice job. Up next, we've got our Legends and Pro Junior on the starting line. On the line, paddler number 13 from Reno, 59 years old, paddling for Marine Paddle Fit, Diane Disney. On board, number 55 out of Homewood. On the bark, that's going to be 52-year-old Joe Quinn. This is the Legends and Junior class. Legends and Junior. This is race number 2, Legends and Junior. Okay, we're changing things up a little bit here. We're going to have a Pro-Am women's class on the starting line first. We're moving them up. We had to make some changes to accommodate some schedules, so we're going to have essentially 2 starting lines. The first starting line is going to be Pro-Am women. And then as soon as the women clear the first buoy, we'll start the Legends. So Pro-Am women back on the starting line, board number 5 out of Tahoe City, 14 years old, Mika Pera. Board number 7, Hurricane West Virginia, 33 years old, Brooke Young. Number 8 out of Sparks, Marine Paddle Fit and Rental owner, Lisa Gonzalez. Number 10 out of Homewood, 16 years old, on the bark, Delilah Quinn. Number 50 out of Homewood as well, her sister, 17-year-old Sage Quinn, and 69 out of Homewood, number 15 years old, Carly Cleland.
Then we did you already do Legends and Junior?
No.
All right, so the SUP Junior on the number 18 boat out of Homewood, California, sponsored by Tahoe Waterman, Zen and Quinn. Then in the SUP Legends class on the number 66 board, a 404 out of Homewood, California, Jeff Cleland, self-sponsored. Also out of Homewood, California, on the number 55 board, sponsored by Mark Waterman's West Shore Roofing, Joe Quinn. Now when the girls hit that buoy at the end of the straight, the Legends and Junior will go. Let's not forget, on the number 13, Diane Disney out of Reno, Nevada.
All right, we're underway. Race number 2, got a combined Pro-Am women. As soon as these women clear that first turn, we are going to have the amateurs and open class, or I'm sorry, the Legends and the Juniors take off. And here we go with the Legends and the Juniors.
Oh, look at that. Zen and Quinn again using that short paddle high cadence. And look at him rip out of there. That Junior is trying to put it down, but on the inside, I think that's it. Exactly. Joe Quinn, you're not doing this to me again. He's stepping it up just a little bit.
Maybe so.
It's going to be exciting out there.
Yes, it is.
And look at this. Our Pro-Am women, almost all of the first, second, third position, all going outside. Let's see if third, fourth, fifth want to try inside.
They're going inside?
Excuse me, they are going
Maybe?
inside. Going outside over here.
That's okay, Kurt. So that would be our Pro-Am women leaders, Delilah and Sage Quinn, out in front.
And Delilah out in front again, Sage right there. And here you can see there's like maybe a quarter beat difference in their cadence. And Delilah just a little bit faster. So every maybe fourth stroke, she gets one extra stroke, and that's about the distance.
And she is 1 year younger than her sister that's pursuing her right now. And, yeah, definitely, boy, they're so similar, but Delilah just a hair faster than Sage right now. And she has definitely got a little bit, seems a little faster paddling cadence. Just a hair faster, I'd say.
Yeah, and Sage is digging deep.
Yep.
Every once in a while, like every third stroke, you'll see her go a little bit deeper. And I'm thinking that might be the difference.
But they are really distancing themselves from the rest of the field as they did in Moto number 1. And looking good out there in front, absolutely.
Boy, there's battles going all the way around here. Out front, the Quinn sisters are going to town, but in the second group, trying to see who that third rider is. Is that Lisa Gonzalez? Yes, it is. Yeah, there's that brilliant green board. Lisa, look out, because Zen and Quinn, our Pro Junior out of Homewood, California, is on fire. And he is his cadence has slowed down some, but he is catching Lisa, no question. And he has put some distance between himself and the other two legends that are out there, Joe Quinn and Jeff Cleland.
Yeah, Zen and Quinn has been paddling for about 4 years now, paddling on a bark and uses a quick blade paddle. His sponsor is Waterman's Landing. And how many hours a week does he practice?
Both hours?
A lot.
I'll bet he does. I'll bet he does.
Loves to race in the ocean.
Look at the battle for third going on.
And one thing about Zen, and it's kind of cool, he's a photographer.
Well, Zen's on the outside. Lisa's on the inside. Zen trying to get enough distance so he can make the turn first. Looks like he might have just enough. And I know you say Robin is racing. Look at Lisa digging deep, not wanting to let the young man by. Now, they're in different classes, so it won't affect her scoring. But like any competitor, race competitor, she wants to finish in front of anybody and everybody else. Zane making that move. Boy, I'll tell you what, Rick, this is really impressive. Remember, he had probably a 20-second delay before he started. He was in that second wave.
Yeah.
And he is up at the third spot now.
Yeah, he's fast, no question about it. He's a young charger, got a great technique around the buoys. He is really, really a 12 years old, amazing paddler. No question about it. As our women's leader, Delilah, comes in, taking the checkered flag with another hard-earned victory over her sister.
Folks, put your hands together for Delilah.
Another win. Nice job, Delilah.
Wow, and look at the rest of the crew. It's stacking up back there.
Yeah, it is. Here comes Sage right behind her. She'll take another second overall. Nice work by Sage.
Well done, Sage.
These ladies are paddling really hard out there. They are charging the entire time. Nice work. And Zenon, man.
I'm telling you, that is absolutely spectacular.
The young photographer.
I'm wondering why. I think, did Jay pay somebody to keep Zen out of his class? Because I'm telling you, those two could have a battle royale. Speaking of which, we're going to have one of those at the end of the day today. For those paddle boarders who still have enough energy.
Yeah, Zen and Quinn and Lisa Gonzalez. Lisa, the owner here of the business in paddleboarding business she has here at the Sparks Marina, and she will take you out and teach you how to paddle. As Zen and Quinn comes in, and he'll take the win in his class in the third. Man, he passed a lot of paddlers here. He passed some Pro-Am women in this one.
He sure did.
And here comes Lisa Gonzalez on the 404. And she'll take a third overall in Pro-Am women. Nice job by Lisa.
Micah Para and Carly Cleland. And the 66, that's Jeff Cleland.
That is Jeff Cleland with a great paddle here in Moto number 2.
The double 5 of Joe Quinn coming in.
Wow, pretty competitive race that time.
Boy, I tell you.
Putting those two classes together, that was great. All right, our next race on the starting line. This is the Pro-Am men's class.
Well, I'm excited for this one. We had a good race out there. Jay Wild went, well, buck wild on everybody else. But I don't know. I'm thinking moto number 2 might be a little bit different. Trent Carter and Astani Bori, those two were battling hard. They can get out a little earlier. Maybe they can make it more difficult for Jay. What do you think, Rick?
No.
Not a chance in heck, is
No
there?
way.
Okay.
But nonetheless, they are both extremely fast. And I know Jay has taught them a lot. And so you can see that the technique he has taught is working, because those guys are young chargers that look really good out there. So it's going to be a good battle. Jay will take the inside. Evan Young will be on the outside again, starting on closest to the shoreline, closest to the starters. They'll line up, and we'll wait for the starting flag. Evan is laying back a little bit. He's got a little surprise technique he may be laying on him here. I don't know. Or maybe not. We're having a little fun today. Everybody's having a good time out here. We're having fun with this. And here we go. Start of moto number 2 for Pro-Am. Some serious digging going on.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jay Wild is going hard. I think that's Cooper Honeywell there, isn't it? No, not at 69 years old.
Trent Carter on that NSP, man, he jammed out of the start right there, really paddling. He's got a super high cadence off the start, and he is trying to keep Jay Wild in his sights. We'll see if he can do that as Wild makes that beautiful, and so does.
Yeah, Trent Carter making that turn right behind him, and there's Bori once again, Astani Bori in that 3rd position.
Bori doesn't want to let Trent Carter get away, and Trent's doing everything he can to stay up with Jay Wild. And Jay goes to the outside split. Trent goes to the inside split. Bori follows Jay to the outside split.
Boy, I tell you, Trent Carter, I'm handing it to him right now. It's all or nothing. He could have stayed in the wake of Jay and probably kept a 2nd place position. He's going to try and make a move now. I don't know if Jay knows there's somebody on the inside that is that close to him in distance.
Yeah, Jay's gonna paddle his race. I don't think he's overly concerned, but you know what? Trent is doing everything he can. I got to give him credit. He is really digging hard. Look at him go out there on that inside split, and he is going to try to stay up with Jay Wild here. He's doing everything he can. He got a great start out of the gate, which is really serving him well. He makes beautiful pivots, turns, and he is on the gas, and here comes Trent on the inside. Jay went to the outside, and I think it's going to be really close when they merge.
Look at that. Jay saw where Trent was, and he's upped his cadence significantly. Trent makes the turn. If he stays on the board, he's got the lead.
He's got that nose in front of Jay right now, and he took the lead.
Trent Carter digging deep. Boy, that his lower hand is going almost to the water. Jay upped his cadence significantly. Look at how quickly Jay's going.
Yeah. There's a pro right there.
Yeah.
There's a guy that's used to battling with Danny Ching and Connor Baxter and Kai Lenny and some of those guys throughout the world. And he ramped it up right there.
Boy, he did. Look at this. But Carter, once again, so impressed. Trent Carter making a good decision, using the inside split off of the start to overtake and get out in front of multi-time champion Jay Wild.
Yeah, Jay, obviously a very impressive physical specimen, just a machine athletically. Comes from the outrigger canoe background. He's been racing for 12 years on SUPs. And basically, almost since the beginning of the sport, sponsored by 404 and Quick Blade, and his beginning was in outrigger canoes. And those guys are gnarly, man. They are just ripped, and that is an extremely intense sport.
Incredible strength.
And they are out in the open ocean, charging and battling each other, and become extremely strong watermen and paddlers. And you can see that with Jay. But you know what? All that being said,
Trent Carter still in the lead.
Yeah, Trent Carter, man, he is paddling like his hair's on fire out there in the front.
Oh, here's Jay trying to make his move on the inside. Trent switches over.
Look at him go.
So he's paddling in front of him. Gotta love it. Who's going to make the turn first? Jay's getting position.
Yep. Oh, Jay got that inside. Trent right
Side
with him.
by side. Look at him go.
Trent Carter, Jay Wild going at it. Trent Carter, 16 years old, Jay 38. Trent Carter on that dugout style board where Jay's on more of a tradition. I don't know, I hate to say traditional, but more of a flat top paddle board. And
well, you could just see him, see the difference going on, Rick, between the cadence as they were battling each other to the buoy. That cadence was up and fast. Once they got around the buoy, Jay got out in front. Boy, his cadence slowed down significantly. They were resting between buoys. Now here they go, up in the cadence again. One buoy and a short straight for the winner.
But Trent's not. Trent was digging deep there on this straightaway, interestingly enough. And now Trent is going to try everything he can. Jay's going to make that tight pivot, not leave the inside open. Oh, and Trent's trying to get on the inside.
Oh, what a turn!
Trent got inside of Jay. Trent got inside. Look at Trent.
Look at Trent go.
Trent got inside of Jay, putting the pressure on Jay. Who's it going to be? This is going to be a photo finish, and it's going to be Jay Wild. Wow, what a battle.
How about a huge round of applause for both of these competitors?
Trent Carter, what an outstanding race, and we got a battle for third.
Wow, look at this.
And I think Trent Carter gave Jay Wild everything he could handle in that one.
Yeah, Jay was kind of fooling around coming in last time.
And here we go with a battle for third.
Now. There's Estani Bori.
Bori hanging on. Uh-oh, he's got some pressure on the inside. Board number 5.
That's Bori.
Cooper Honeywell.
Yep.
Try to keep the pressure on. Bori takes third. Honeywell fourth. And I look at Jay and Trent. They are passed out. That was a battle for the ages right there. Any paddleboard race you go to, you are not going to see a better race than we just saw right here in Sparks. I will guarantee you that was amazing how Trent was able to get that inside on Jay and put the pressure on him for the win. Uh-oh.
Our race director hits the eject button about, I'm going to go 28 feet from the end because that'd be about 2 board lengths. You know what you were talking about prior, Rick? I couldn't agree more, and this is just the first round of this national tour. We're going to see even more of that type of racing across the country.
Well, I got to say, Trent Carter and Evan finishes. Good job, Evan. I know you got a little hot out there, had to take a little cool-off dip. Supposed to do that after the finish line, but you know.
He likes the taste of the water up here.
He does. He likes this marina. Trent Carter. Let's go have a word with Trent Carter. What do you think?
Head on down there, Rick. Hey, Trent.
All right, Trent. Trent Carter. Dude. You were charging, man. Great job that time.
Thank you.
Well, you come out of the first off, you come out of that start, you're just paddling like hell, man. You are really got a fast cadence. What's your strategy from the start?
My strategy from the start was to stay as close to Jay as possible. And then after that was just to try to separate myself, but didn't really work out in the end.
Were you surprised that Jay took the outside on the split?
No, because he was in first. I just wanted to kind of stay low and see how much ground I could make up, and it worked for that portion, but then he's just so talented in the buoys.
Yeah, really strong, but I'll tell you what, you're very talented in the buoys as well, and take me through that final straightaway onto the final turn where you were able to get the inside.
So once he passed me, I realized that there would be no use in try to pass him until the end of the race. So I just kind of stood behind him, and right at that turn, I just kind of gave it all I got to try to get that, so we were an even contingency for the first place.
So you, and then coming down the final straightaway, take me through that. What were you thinking? You had a shot at him. You were paddling with everything you had, so you felt like you had a shot.
I felt like I had a shot, and for a second there, I thought I had it, but he just hammered through the whole entire way. He did a really good race.
Well, congratulations. That was a very impressive performance.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rick Lake. Once again, Trent Carter, great job out there. Jay Wild got the win again, but boy, not as easy as moto number 1. Not that moto 1 was easy. All right, we're going to go ahead into our third and final moto. This one's for all the marbles. Let's get SUP Amateur and SUP Open back up to the line. Our third and most gruesome moto coming up. Race number 1, moto number 3.
Wow, I got to say, I've seen some SUP races, and that was one of the better ones I've seen, man. That was really fun, wasn't it?
It was a lot of fun. And frankly, what we expect from pro watercross.
Absolutely. Good times here in Sparks. I'm kind of digging this, man.
I know. I'm loving this.
Yeah, good stuff. And Jay Wild had the pressure on him, and that was a good race, man. So
moto number 3 is what I'm looking for.
Moto number 3 is going to be good.
You know what? If I'm Trent Carter, I'm like, hey, Jay, let's go jog for a bit. We got one more moto coming up later. Let's go for a run.
And I'm listening to Jay down there, and he's talking to Trent. You know, they're talking about a little strategy and what he did and what you did, and I'm sure he is Trent learning a lot from Jay Wild, one of the top pros. So he gave Jay everything he could handle that moto.
I'll tell you what,
and then some.
Moto number 3 coming up.
The young guns, man. It's fun seeing these young guns get faster and better no matter what sport it is. And in SUP, we've talked about it throughout the day today. And these young kids are very impressive, aren't they?
Boy, they really are. It reminds me, oddly enough, not the physicality of it, but, well, you see it at the Olympics. Younger and younger competitors over and over and over.
Yeah, there's the youth, has an advantage in that you don't get as tired, generally speaking. Endurance sports tend to favor a little older athletes, actually, because you really don't reach your prime generally in endurance sports until your 30s a lot of times.
I was gonna say late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, and even later than that, you can compete at a very high level aerobically and athletically, but the energy that the younger kids possess, once they figure it out and once they harness the talent that they have, boy, it's amazing. And we saw Trent on that last leg here, the straightaway, just open it up and give it everything he had, and man, he almost beat Jay.
Wide open. Everything he had left,
Good
it
stuff.
all went out there.
All right, we're going to begin with our moto number 3s here very shortly.
generations, Yamaha has dominated the racing circuit across the world. Winning is our passion. Speed is our tradition, and racing is built into Yamaha's DNA. In fact, when it comes to the top pros in racing, Yamaha is consistently their number one choice. So, are you ready to race like a pro? With the 2018 Performance Race Series of Wave Runners, Yamaha continues their long-standing tradition of crafting top-of-the-line wave runners capable of blowing everyone else out of the water. Yamaha has become the only choice for serious racers and aspiring speedsters. For next-level thrills on the closed course, the Superjet offers an incredibly nimble mix of speed and control with a lightweight frame and responsive handling. This best-selling stand-up watercraft has beat out the competition time and time again. Your weekend goes by fast when you're on a VXR. This Speed Demon offers sleek style with a seat specifically designed for racing. An ultralight Nano XL hull and deck, the revolutionary ride handlebar system, and the speed of the 1.8-liter high-output Yamaha Marine engine. The GP 1800 is race ready, right out of the box, and a proven winner on and off the course. It's our most powerful wave runner with the supercharged Super Vortex high-output Yamaha Marine engine, including a 160mm high-pressure 8-vane pump, and the ultra-lightweight Nano XL2 hull and deck provide an optimal power-to-weight ratio. With a newly redesigned seat for maximum comfort and a state-of-the-art ride system, you'll feel practically glued to the water. No one else even comes close to challenging it. If you're ready to be part of an elite club of race-winning pros, it's time for you to join the Yamaha racing tradition. With the closed course conquering Superjet, VXR, and the GP 1800, you'll enjoy endless victories on the water.
Attention! Race number 1, moto number 3, Steve Zobo, Lisa Mae Woods, Jordan Wayment, Jim Crane, and Matt Lorenzi to the line. All right, we're looking for a green flag, trying to get our competitors lined up.
Here we go, Moto 3.
Third and final moto.
As you say, the most grueling, and in this case, I got to agree with you 100%, man. Third moto, these guys were out here for the second moto not that long ago. So we got one more rider, one more paddler. Boy, we just want to say rider. You know, we're so ingrained in our vocabulary as jet ski race announcers. You know,
are they riders, drivers, or paddlers?
They are paddlers.
Oh, yes, they are.
And we're the ones that need to get our act together here a little bit.
All right, Jim Crane's in there, says, hey, let's make this thing happen. Green flag up, and there they go.
Well, this is going to be the final battle between Jordan and Steve Zoval. You remember?
Yeah, Jordan was off. I'm sorry, Jordan was off first, but Steve's got position again, and he's driving hard, Rick.
Yeah, first moto, Steve took the win. Jordan was on that a different board, one that's not quite as fast as these nice 404 race boards, to say the least. So Jordan jumped on a race board for race number 2 and was able to take the win over Steve. Now, Steve, it's going to come down between those two. Well, Steve almost went off the back. It's going to be between those two to decide who takes the overall in this class. This is the SUP Amateur Division, and we also have the SUP Open Division out there. Right now, Steve Zoval. Steve doing a great job of getting out in front of Jordan this time. And we'll see if he can hang on to it, see where they go in the splits, all importantly.
Well, I'll tell you this. I saw Steve right before the start come up and talk to Jordan underneath the tower. And frankly, the tone of the words, I couldn't hear exactly what he was saying, but there was an inference that if Jordan were to come out here and beat him in this third and final moto, there would be repercussions.
And and this is Steve's first day of paddleboard racing, and as Jordan's as well. So these are their first day for both, and they are battling for the overall win, and they both have looked way better than you should look for your first day.
Right, I know. And interestingly enough, they both took, or everyone in this class took the inside again. Well, Jordan Wayant was definitely slowing down his cadence now.
And as far as family, there's a question on the on the bio sheet about family, question mark, married, question mark, kids, question mark. Steve says yes to family, married 3 times, kids 1. Yeah. Quite a character, Steve Zoval.
Yeah, he is. 3rd time's the charm.
There you
got
go.
It right. I'm assuming he's still married.
Well, we're assuming that.
Boy, look at the turn. Steve making that turn onto that back straightaway. He's starting to distance himself from Jordan. If Jordan Wayant wants to win the overall, he'd better step it up, trying to catch up with Steve. We got a whole new class coming in.
We got a new class lining up. You know what? I think Steve's strategy was to work hard, get out in front of Jordan, and try to demoralize him.
And I think that he started that. He got in his head over here and says, you know what? I'm going to beat you.
He's a little savvy. He's probably competed in other sports. I know he's a big skier, a snow guy. I think he's lived in the mountains a lot, and that's his big part of his life. And who knows? Maybe he's ski raced before, but yeah, he could have tried a little psychological warfare on Jordan before the final moto here. Who knows? But whatever he did, it's working so far.
Rick, all I can tell you is I wish I had a Bluetooth speaker on Jordan's board right now, because I could be giving him all kinds of positive reinforcement.
What I'd like to have is heart rate monitors on these guys.
Wow.
During the race, and see where they're at, because I'll guarantee you that they are pinned.
I wonder, Apple Watches, Fitbits on them?
Could do it.
Yeah.
We just would need to be able to receive that information up here. We have the technology. We got the master of technology right here.
Yeah, we can rebuild them.
And he'd have a little.
Maverick can.
He'd swelled on a little an antenna onto him. It'd be a little piece of metal sticking out from him, and sending unit, and he's got it all figured out. I know that.
Yeah. Do you mind if I put something in your left ear? Excuse me. Click. Oh, yeah. It's the antenna. We need it.
Don't worry.
Well, look at this. Steve just distancing himself from Jordan.
Wow.
Jordan Wayman's got to dig deep. Got to dig down and find something there to help him keep up with Steve, who's only more than twice his age.
I think I think Jordan is surprised. I think either he blew it all out on that second moto, but because when he got that race board, I think he felt like, okay, I'm going to get this now.
Yeah.
And
he did.
And he did, exactly. And then Steve, for whatever reasons, this third moto has just charged out and not given Jordan a chance, really.
Wow, I'm watching now, and Steve going way wide on that buoy.
Yep.
Slow down. He's definitely resting a little bit. Jordan had started to pick it up again, but
they're feeling it. Let's face it. This third moto's brutal. Brutal. Steve Zoval now 54 years old, and Jordan 29 years old. But it's the 54-year-old Zoval out of Reno, Nevada, right here. And
everybody down here is yelling, "It's the board! It's the board!"
Who's the 404 guy down there?
Well, there's two 404 boards, though, right? So what are you going to say about that?
404 is having a pretty stellar day here so far today, I got to say. With Jay Wild and Steve Zoval, and got Jordan on that 404, and man, they're just out there looking good. So
yeah, Jim Crane in that third position. Jim had third last moto as well.
I think Jay Wild's doing a fine job of representing 404. I got to say that. Danny Ching would be proud up here in Sparks, is seeing his boards out in front and dominating today.
Steve makes a turn.
Steve's looked back at Jordan.
I think teasing him.
I think Jordan waved at him a little bit and said, "Okay, you got me." Nice job, Steve. Steve's digging in.
All right, let's
Put
hear it
that
for
pedal
him.
down, Steve. Finish strong, bud. Looking good. You are an animal. Steve Zoval taking the win overall. What a battle today.
Nice.
In the first event here in Sparks. Steve shows up, borrows a board from Jay Wild. Was hanging out with him in the parking lot when he talked to him, and took the win today. Great job. What a great story.
And Jordan Wayman, he showed up to announce and compete in the HYDROFLIGHT, which is later on this afternoon, 6 o'clock. Said, "Hey, that looks like fun. I want to compete." And look at this. He won one out of two motos, the other two, or out of three motos. The other two, he finished second. How about a round of applause for the top two here?
These two guys went at it tooth and nail out here, all three motos today.
And look at this. The battle for third is heating up. Oh, man. Jim Crane, Matt Lorenzi going at it.
And that's actually a battle for the overall for the open class.
Yeah. Now Matt's out front, or excuse me, Jim's out front.
Matt Lorenzi coming in hot behind him, making that turn. Jim had a nice turn.
Here's the sprint to the finish.
Matt's struggling just a little bit, trying to get a drive coming out of that turn. Look at Matt. Matt's going to go for it here. Matt's putting the pressure on. Coming up
Jim
behind
Crane.
Jim. Look at Matt. Matt is digging.
Oh, man.
Matt is digging hard. Jim's got a paddle. Come on,
Push
Matt and
push
Jim
hard,
going
dig
at it.
deep.
Jim Crane, 44 out of Sparks, 49 years old. Here comes Matt. Matt out of Yuba City, 23 years old. Oh! What's the call on that, Kurt Nolenberg?
Not me, buddy. Nope, there's people on that tower. Jason, Doreen, what's the call?
What do you got?
You got to make the call. I'm not sure because we can't see the center of once it was beyond. All right, that's it.
It was Matt.
Matt officially wins by 1 hair.
Wow.
And I'm thinking if Jim Crane kept his a little longer, that might have been his.
Well, Matt came out of that final turn, and
Wow.
he was determined. He put the power down, and wow.
I don't know. I'm telling you, Jim Crane gave it everything he had. I wish we had a camera. I'm not sure about that. All I could say is somebody there needs to buy somebody an adult beverage. Hey, can I just throw one thing out there?
I think we have a consensus up here that the scores made a correct. We're overruling you 2-1.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion, no matter how wrong you are.
I knew that was coming. Oh, I knew that was coming. Well, we need our next race to the starting line. So we're going to combine the Pro-Am women along with the Legends and Junior division. So this is an interesting race that's going to take place. In the second moto, we staggered them. We had the Pro-Am women taking off first, followed by the Legends and Juniors. Well, you know what we're going to do this time for Moto 3? We're going to line them all up together, and it looks like it's going to be a Quinn family battle taking place here. We've got Dad, the kids, and let's see. So we got the Pro-Am women.
So I'm making my prediction. Zen and Quinn first overall.
Boy, you are on your game, I got to tell you.
Well, Delilah pretty fast, too. Sage is always right there, and Dad Joe.
Well, it's going to be interesting, I think, to see where Zenon finishes with his two older sisters, right?
Well, I'm wondering about the lineup on the line. I'm thinking that could make a huge difference. If you're on the outside here.
Well, Joe's going to be on the outside.
What about Zane?
And Zenon's in between his sisters, it looks like. Looks like Delilah's on the inside. Then Quinn, then Zenon, and then
Sage.
And Sage. So
then Brooke. Where's Lisa?
So we're getting ready to. Everybody's inching a little forward here at the start. You guys got to
back it
up a little. Back it up, guys. Yeah, we don't want a red flag. Our first red flag of the U.S. Open here.
Look at Delilah. She was making sure hers was the furthest out, just a little bit more.
They are so competitive. So the Quinn family is going to battle for bragging rights here.
Ready? Lisa Gonzalez. Your race is on the line.
Where's Lisa Gonzalez at? We're going to wait just a second for Lisa. Lisa Gonzalez, who you're on the line.
LG.
Jay running over to get Lisa.
He's like, I could run, but I can paddle faster. Jay can paddle faster than he can run. Gotta love it.
Okay. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go. Let's line them up. Our starter, you have control of the race.
Delilah. I'm going to back it up.
Here we go, underway, and it's going to be the Twins on the inside.
Yeah, Delilah there, a little bit ahead of Zenon. Look at the cadence of Zenon. Still, I mean, Delilah is on fire, and he is right there with her.
Delilah, 16 years old. Younger brother Zenon, 12 years old. So the older sister pulling away right now from her younger brother.
She's throwing it down. No
Yes,
quite.
she
Look
is.
at Dad Joe on the outside trying to scoop into that third spot. He's going to be battling with his other daughter, Sage. Watch the turn. It's going to be critical. Zenon right in there. There's Joe and Sage. Sage getting by Dad.
Now, how often do they have races like this?
I think every day at their house.
I would guess. Look at them. Look at the Quinn family go. All four of them. And how cool is that for Dad? How cool is that for Joe Quinn?
It is very cool.
You know, to watch his kids, you know,
leave them in the dust.
Leave them in the dust. But besides that, he's going to the outside.
Yeah.
I'll show you guys. I got a little
that.
strategy for you.
Boy, Delilah and Sage with Zenon in the middle. The Quinn family, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 7.
Cool names, Delilah, Quinnen, and Sage, man. I like that. I like those names.
That sounds like 60s or 70s rock, if you ask me.
Kinda. Sounds good. I like
Zen
it.
and Zappa, yeah. There's, Delilah.
I love it, man.
There
Beautiful.
There was a song about her.
Beautiful names.
And Sage.
Yeah.
How could you live near the Nevada desert and not know about Sage?
Yeah, they're up here in this beautiful area.
Oh, look at this. Sage starting to make a move on Zenon.
Delilah's out front. She's making that turn, and she's going to be gone.
She's doing it. She's out front. She is not going to be headed. She's her 12-year-old younger brother. She is not going to let that young man by.
No, she's not. And I think I don't think Joe made a good decision by going to that outside personally, but he didn't lose a lot either. So a little bit though, didn't help for sure.
I think he wanted to avoid impact with one of his children.
That could be.
Seriously,
Could very well be. Boy, out in front, Delilah on the gas. And pulling away right now from her younger,
siblings.
Her younger brother,
Yeah.
Sage, actually a year older
right.
than Delilah. And
boy, Sage desperately trying to get by Zenon, but he is just not having it. Those two are matched evenly. It looks like Delilah's slowing down just a little bit. I wonder if she put out a little too much too early. Maybe Zenon can have that burst right in. I'd say 2 buoys from now is when he's going to take over the lead.
Oh, you think?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. That is interesting. It could happen because he is charging, but he's got a ways to go. Delilah's paddled good all day. She's won both motos she was in so far and out in front and in charge of this one. So I don't know if he's going to be able to get by her, but he is doing a great job in second to be sure.
Boy, look at those two battling for second and third. Delilah digging deep there. Switches sides. You notice all of our paddlers, every once in a while, will go to the other side just to straighten the board a little bit.
Yeah, you got to paddle on each side because, you know, the board veers off as you paddle, and so you got to go back and forth. Of course, if you're heading in a certain direction, you're going to try to keep it, you know, paddling on one side. And the other thing is you often have a side that you're stronger on.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and you want to try to utilize that as much as you can, particularly when you are, like, say, come out of the final turn and are digging for the finish line and are trying to pass somebody or to keep from being passed. You want to keep that power going as much as you possibly can.
Well, I'll tell you, Delilah is really impressive in this race, in all of her races. But, boy, look at her just put the pressure on, making fantastic turns. Every one of her turns has been smooth.
Man, those two kids are going at it. Sage and Quinnen battling the entire time. But back out on the back part of the course, we got another battle royale. around the turn at the end of the long back straightaway as Delilah, real smooth out in front like she's been all day long. She really hasn't varied at all. She's just got a nice, smooth power stroke, and she's just cruising out there, looking good, man. She is strong and fit, and as good as it gets right there on a paddleboard.
Well, look at her use her whole core. She's pivoting from her knees and at her hips, and just using the whole core, not just her arms.
Oh, no.
And it's really paying off big dividends. Watch her. She makes this turn, and it's going to be a bolt to the finish. Here comes Zenon and Sage, and Dad Joe behind.
So Delilah looks over her shoulder as she makes that turn, sees what's going on behind her with her siblings.
She's up on the pace.
So
there goes Zenon. Oh, and there goes Sage.
The Quinn
inside.
family.
Let's hear it for him. It's a Quinn family finish.
And the checkered flag comes out. Let's hear it. 3 moto wins today for Delilah. Quinn, nice job. Delilah, Quinn. Sage Quinn, likewise, a strong second-place finish after a battle with her brother Zenon, who lost it in that final turn. And here comes Dad on Zenon. Dad's putting the pressure on. Zenon looks over his shoulder. And here comes Dad. Here's a battle.
Look at
Joe. Zenon says, I better pick it up or my dad's going to beat me.
I don't want to walk home. I don't know about beating him, Rick.
Joe. Finishes strong.
How about a big round of applause for the Quinn family here?
Outstanding.
This race isn't over, though. We still have 3 more competitors out there.
What a showing by the Quinn family that came over today from the Tahoe area. I mean, that is just so cool. They got the cool rig, the fan all decked out for traveling and paddling, and they're just a paddling family, man.
Oh, look at this battle. Brooke Young back there pushing hard.
Yeah, Brooke engaged in a serious battle.
Yeah, she was ahead until that last buoy.
Here comes Carly Cleland. Carly on the NSP board. Coming into the finish line. Carly, 15 years old. Finishing strong here. Let's hear it for Carly Cleland. Nice job today. 3 strong motos for Carly. And she's stoked. And worked, I'm sure.
And here's the final battle in this moto.
Mika Para going to bring that number 5 board in. Nice job by Mika today. And Brooke Young all the way from Hurricane, West Virginia. Let's put your hands together for Brooke. Strong paddling all day today.
And all of our competitors in that race.
What a great event that was. Wow, great racing. Loving it.
Oh, our final moto. This is the last moto of the first round of the 2018 U.S. Open of Watercross, presented by Pro Watercross.
Well, and this is going to be a good one. We saw Trent Carter not that long ago put the pressure on Jay Wild, and I think Jay was pushing pretty darn hard there to take that win. So this is going to be fun. These guys all know each other. I'm sure Jay Wild's helped Trent Young as well as he has a lot of paddlers in the area. What a crew of strong SUPers they've got up here in this Tahoe, Reno area. It's really impressive.
It really is, isn't it? These kids are in shape. Obviously, put a lot of time and effort into their sport, and I cannot wait for this race.
It's going to be a good one, and there's been a history of racing up here in Tahoe. So these guys are very experienced racers, and they travel around. I talked to to Joe Quinn a little bit, earlier this morning, and they travel. They go to the coast down in Southern California and do the events down there, and travel around. It's a big family, obviously a family sport for them, and so these guys are very well versed SUP racers, quite obviously.
Yeah, obviously. There's not one slow rider in the Quinn family.
None of these racers out here in this Pro-Am final are going to be anything but strong and going for it here. They're ready. So we'll see. We'll see if Trent Carter can get what kind of start he can get, and if Jay Wild can hold off the young Charger out of Tahoe Vista, California. 16 years old on the NSP board. Jay, 38 years old.
I just heard from the casino that the odds on Trent Carter went down significantly after that last moto.
Okay, last chance to get your bets in here on moto number 3.
It's almost even Steven with Jay Wild and Trent Carter.
That'd be awesome. That'd be cool to have gambling. They used to at the U.S. Open at the MGM Grand for years. You could bet on the motocross races. All right, here we go. The starters got him staged, and they are tightly bunched together on the starting line. Here we go. Let's see what kind of start Jay's going to get this time. Oh, Jay's coming out strong. He's not going to give the young Trent Carter an opportunity here, I don't think.
Well, he says not, but one of the things that we noticed is lap times around 6 minutes in this class, significantly lower.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. These guys are fast, really fast. And you remember moto number 2, Trent Carter was out there right with Jay going into the first turn.
Yeah.
And he's back a good board length right now behind him. So Jay came out a lot stronger here in moto number 3. And hopefully he won't have to, in his mind, work so hard on the latter half of the race.
Well, I got to ask you this. Remember, moto number 2, Trent went to the inside split. Is he going to do it again? Yes, he is. Now, Jay knows that Trent's there.
Oh, right? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know if he was surprised in moto number 2 or not.
I think he was. I don't think he recognized that Trent was as close as he was.
But Trent got a much better start in moto number 2 than he did here in moto number 3. And Jay, again, takes the outside split, which I'm a little bit surprised by. But he's got his strategy, his formula. He knows what he's doing. I mean, I would never second-guess this guy.
Yeah.
This guy's the pro's pro. And actually, it was so cool. I talked to him this morning, and he actually did give me – I had some elbow issues from paddling, and he diagnosed it and said, if you're doing this, here's what causes that. And I said, that's exactly what I do. And he says, yeah, that's what's causing the pain. You got to do this instead, your paddle technique. I was like, wow, man, that is so cool. I've been trying to figure that out for 2 years.
Well, I'm thinking maybe moving forward when we're doing the live stream that we can get Jay, maybe get him one-on-one for some tips and tricks.
Yeah, I can use them. I can use them, that's for sure, because it helped me already. I know it's not going to be easy to break old habits, but what he did, he knew exactly what the problem was. And I said, yeah, I do that. He said, yeah, that's what's doing it. So the guy knows what he's doing. I think he trains a lot of people. He's been a top paddler he's been doing this for 12 years, racing SUP.
Look at the cadence that he's keeping up. It's a half a lap in, so they're already winded. And he is just, it's like he picked up another burst of energy.
Yeah, he
is
a machine.
And frankly, Trent Carter, much younger, 16 years old, and he is, you can just see by his paddling that he's 70% of what he was at the
Not quite
beginning.
as fresh as he was.
No. You see Carter going down. It's the only rider I've seen that's put his lower hand into the water.
He's really digging deep. You do that when you really are just giving it all you've got. You're bending way over. See how far he's bending over at the waist? He's really bending down at the waist, and that paddle's going deep into the water. That is his technique, and it works for him. It's probably not as efficient. You can see Jay's not nearly as deep as that.
Definitely not, Rick. I was waiting to comment and just say, hey, well, that is obviously a slower way to paddle. I mean, you can see it. It's clear as day.
It is a technique you use when you're just giving it. You feel like you're giving it everything you got. You're digging deep. And Jay is so experienced and such a physical machine that he knows where he needs to be. He knows how far he can push. And right now he doesn't have to do that because he's out in front as well.
Right. Well, and I think it's demoralizing for all the other competitors to see him 3/4 away through the third moto.
Yeah.
And he's upping his cadence.
Well, I think if we looked at the videotape from that second moto and we saw that finish straight right here, you might see Jay's technique. He might be digging a little deeper, too, during that race. You know, that was a real paddle battle in that final straightaway.
I love that paddle battle.
That was a paddle battle right there that we saw. That was about as good as it gets. And I think if we watch Jay in the videotape of that, he's probably digging a lot deeper at that moment than he is right now. He's got the lead. He's got a nice pace. He's feeling good, and he's not overdoing it.
Yeah, I'm seeing that paddle come up just past his body.
You don't want the paddle. You want to get the paddle needs to come out of the water about where your feet are. That's a lot of beginners.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, a lot of beginners will paddle all the way back, and you lose speed that way. But these are things that take a long time to learn and figure out through years of actually doing this.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jay, another spectacular pivot turn there.
This guy is so good. I could go out with him, and I could learn so much from him in a half an hour that I would be like a different paddler if I had the opportunity.
You have the opportunity. This is the last race, Rick.
Let's hear it. Jay Wild, you guys. This guy is a stud. What a performance today. And he left no question, and who's going to take this final third moto. Right from the gate, he jumped out and went hard and dominated. And let's hear it. Trent Carter, what a performance today. Very impressive for the 16-year-old out of Tahoe Vista.
Let's not forget Astani Bori, another third position here. He was having a battle there until just this last buoy, and Astani right in there as well. There's another future
nice work
top competitor, no question about it.
Yeah, this Pro-Am class with Jay and then all the young proteges, almost all the young proteges, with the exception of one.
Yeah, Cooper
in the race, and then and then our own stud from West Virginia coming in.
Cooper Honeywell, a little confused, flipped the paddle over. It's like, oh, I'm going too fast.
And our own stud.
Evan Young, let's bring him home, folks. Thanks to our director, Evan.
Our race director, very passionate man about all things SUP and a very, very good man and a gentleman. And congrats to Evan and everybody today. What an event. This was fun, Kurt.
Hey, just by a round of applause, how many people had fun here today? Both of you.
What a great Kurt, I know coming into this event, your first SUP event, and I think you probably didn't really know. You probably were thinking, well, I'm not sure what this is going to be like. But after, calling this event, what do you think?
I think that we've got a break before the flyboarders. I think that Jay needs to give you a little bit of personalized instruction while Evan or any one of the Quinn family shows my wife and I how to paddleboard.
Yeah, you like it, huh?
I like it.
We saw some good racing today. We saw some outstanding SUP racing here, and I'm thrilled. Some of these races were outstanding, but the one thing that you'll find with this sport and this event today is the camaraderie and how everybody here had fun.
Yeah. Well, and you saw it immediately before we even had one paddler on the water. Steve's already getting a boat from Jay in the parking lot. He just showed up to watch and came out a victor.
Yes, he did, and that was outstanding to see that take place. And I just happened to be out there with those guys in the morning, and he asked me to borrow one, and Jay was like, well.
I was right behind you. I
heard
him.
I'm like, And
Sure.
there you go. It was a good day for everybody. Absolutely. And we've got some flyboard coming up here after a bit.
Yeah, I think we're going to start that around 6 o'clock. That gives us 2 3/4 hours.
6 o'clock West Coast time.
You know what that means for me? A mad dash to get some swim trunks on.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I have every intention of hopping on one of our Sea-Doos and just checking out the course on the water.
Ah, that sounds nice. Very nice. All right, well, we will be back.
And as usual, if you're leaving the facility and you're headed out, you happen to see a piece of garbage on the ground, please pick it up. There's plenty of facilities to drop them in. We really appreciate when you do that. We are so looking forward to the rest of the national tour.
Yeah, this is a great day of racing.
Oh, I'm telling you, what a way to start it out with really fierce competition. And by entries, we're looking the next couple ones are stacked significantly higher than the first one. We get that. We're going to have World Championships in Naples, Florida in, I believe, November, or is it the end of October, right in maybe that weekend. I am excited about that.
And if you haven't had a chance to ever get on an SUP board, if you've got a lake, someplace where you can try it out in your area, I heartily encourage you to do it. I started about 9 years ago, and I fell in love with it. And it's a great activity. It's a good sport, and you just can't help but have a good time on the water. Paddling, racing, whatever. It's just a lot of fun, and I encourage you to get out and try it.
I can see everyone there just really enjoying it.
And we will see you guys in a little while, a couple hours, and we'll be back with Flyboard.
We're checking out. See you in 3.